between fresh and frozen, and why Wendy's holds the title official hamburger of the NCAA.
Well, it's earnings season once again.
Yeah, a lot of tech companies are reporting today.
And? How's it looking?
I don't know. There's so many opinions out there, it's hard to make sense of it all.
Well, Victor, do you have something for him?
Check this out. TD Ameritrade aggregates thousands of earnings estimates into a single data point. We can keep your eyes on the big picture.
Huh.
Feel better?
Much better.
Yeah, me too. Well, you really did a number on this thing.
Sorry about that.
That's right, I got a box of them.
Thousands of opinions, one estimate. The earnings tool from TD Ameritrade.
Hey, Vaughn!
Got a sec?
What's up, folks?
I found this in your locker.
Coach, I'm delicate.
Hi, so I just got off the phone with our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness. So the incredibly minor accident that I had tonight.
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Dino Babers had plenty of success in Eastern Illinois and Bowling Green. That led him to Syracuse. Missed an opportunity to go to a bowl game last year, but a win over Clemson last Friday night. Brock has folks, Syracuse, believing that this program might be on its way back.
And that was no fluke a week ago. I mean, they beat them. They beat them up front, the line of scrimmage. They wore them down. They made the big plays. And they've got to match that emotion now down on the road in a hot, humid environment in South Florida.
Miami won the toss and deferred their option to the second half, so they'll start the third quarter with the football, which means Syracuse starts on offense, and they start with two wide receivers that might be the most lethal combination in the country.
Number 1 and 3 when it comes to overall receptions, and they're different. Ishmael outside is a big receiver. They're going to throw 5 go routes to him. He may push off on 3 of them. He may get held on 2 of them, and a few of them may be touchdowns. Just ask Clemson from a week ago. And then the inside there, Phillips, is a nightmare to deal with. And they move him around. He'll be in the backfield. He'll be in a wing alignment. They feel like they've got a matchup advantage, and I feel like they do as well with that nickel position at Miami against one of the best slot guys in college football in Phillips.
2 great security blankets for a dynamic quarterback. That's going to run the football to start. Eric Dungy, and he gets buried by Kendrick Norton to start a 3-yard loss, first play of the game.
That's a big boy in the middle that was a monster a week ago against Georgia Tech. And this offense is all about the quarterback. In Dino's system, you've got to be electric. 3rd in the country when it comes to total yardage. He loves to run it. He's a much better passer this season.
Second down, there goes Strickland. Dante Strickland with a first down and more. All the way out near midfield, picks up 24 yards.
And they caught the Canes in a little bit of a line stunt there, trying to twist their defensive tackles. You get out of alignment, you get gashed up the middle. Miami loves to show different looks defensively every single play, whether that is a little line stunt or an alignment or a coverage. Tough to do against a tempo team.
Dungy to throw for the first time, trying to extend the play. And barely gets it. Out of bounds near Ishmael. Shaq Quarterman tracked him down. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That guy goes one direction. He is a 3-4 NFL middle linebacker, man, for the Steelers one day, where he is just nose to the ball, loves to attack, has started 18 consecutive games. He is the alpha right in the middle of that defense.
Dungy under center with a hard count. And now the look over. Four-man rush. And he's chased again. And has to dump it off again. Again, it's Shaq Quarterman trying to run him down. 3rd down and 10.
Pretty good coverage there. You know, Dungy, the one thing I'd like to see him continue to evolve is get to the 2nd and 3rd receiver. This is right to his nickel back there on a little option. Phillips, it was covered, but right behind him was a 15-yard in that eventually Dungy's going to stick in there and find. Looking to flush a move against a good D-line early.
Screen tipped at the line, and it's intercepted. Demetrius Jackson had the ball and then lost it. It might have been taken back by Syracuse. It is Syracuse football, and that will most likely be a Syracuse first down if Demetrius Jackson was ruled to have possessed the ball.
And what a play by Dungy here. This just speaks volumes for why his team and his teammates love him. There's some discussion here on the field with the pinstripes. The ball gets batted in the air. And you're going to see Dungy come in here and just rip it away from him.
What a play.
Still an interception on his ledger, which stinks as a QB, but you get the ball back in first down, and that just shows, and to me typifies, some of the guts and guile of this kid. We're going to look and document that jersey that's already mud, and it's going to continue to get muddy. His arms are going to get scratched up and bloodied and bruised because he is this offense. They go as he goes, and that time a heads-up play to rip away the football. I don't think I've ever seen that in 10 years of doing this.
That goes down as a possession change. So this is technically now Syracuse's second offensive possession of the game at their own 38-yard line with a first down. Hand off to Strickland. Met and driven back. Sheldrick Redwine was there to bring him down. No gain on first down.
I think Demetrius Jackson, that DN's like, what just happened? I just tipped a ball, made a great play. Who is number 2? And why did he just come rip this thing out of my hands? But that's a 6'4", 225-pound quarterback that has matured as a player at that position and certainly physically as well.
He feels stronger. He feels like he can absorb hits a little bit. And his exact words were, I feel like maybe the defenders feel me. Yeah, I think that's the case right now.
He's feeling some crowd noise here. And look at the line change. That looks like a hockey line change. Miami wholesale movement there in their front 7. Fresh rushers.
3rd down and 10.
Even early. Listen to this place. Listen to this place.
Dungy, high throw, and that one's almost intercepted. It was intended for Devin Butler, who lost his footing, and Michael Jackson had it right in his hands.
And we're going to see this over the course of the day, and this field is going to get chewed up more and more, Bob. They put a lot of new sod in. It was torn up a week ago in the monsoon against Georgia Tech. It is thin, and I mean thin with some new sod. You're going to see players slip, and that's already 2 drops. One there from Phillips you very rarely see, and that was a drop pick from Jackson.
Well, let's see how Sterling Hofrichter, the punter, handles the bad footing. He'll kick it deep to Berrios. Rugby style kick, a line drive. Braxton Berrios with a quick fair catch call at the 25-yard line for Miami. Canes football when we return.
Work for it, work for it. Come on now. You ready to quit? Tired? Good. You think this is hard? This is the warm-up. Playtime's up. Let's do it again.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone's doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Hey, Mom, it's a tuba.
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $10,400 total value on the specially equipped 2017 Buick Enclave Premium model when you finance through GM Financial.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment.
And more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
New TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. Get it here or get it to go.
Bring home Spider-Man Homecoming on Blu-ray today.
Mr. Weisbeck?
You wish to know how to protect your sterling credit score.
My credit's off to a good start, but I worry my information was hacked, which kind of freaks me out.
Well, unfreak yourself out. and download the free CreditWise app from Capital One. CreditWise gives you a credit score and alerts you to changes.
Even if I'm not a Capital One customer?
Yeah, it's free for everyone.
Thank you.
Gravity is a fickle mistress. What's in your wallet?
Warning. Whiteout conditions expected in Happy Valley tonight.
We're in October, and this is where things start to get real.
Do you believe that you can win this fight tonight?
Quite possibly the biggest upset of this college football season so far. Last Friday night, Eric Dungy, 3 touchdowns, 66 yards on this one to Irvin Phillips. 7 games so far this season for the Syracuse defense. They've knocked the opposing quarterback out 4 times, including Kelly Bryant going down. 6 plays of 20 yards or more. The Orange outgained Clemson 440 yards to 317, and they win it 27-24. They beat a reigning national champion for the 3rd time in school history, and now looking for the first time for back-to-back wins against top 10 teams. But now they have to stop Travis Homer, Malik Rozier, and the Miami offense beginning at their own 25-yard line. Here's Homer on first down, breaking tackles, and what a job he has done taking over for the injured Mark Walton, the leading rusher for Miami, out for the season. And all Travis Homer did last week was gain 170 yards in what turned out to be a miracle win over Georgia Tech.
Physical kid, and all those old Miami backs are going to be watching this thing today. You're going to like his physicality.
There he goes again, easily picking up a first down. That has to be a security blanket for the quarterback to start off with 2 quick carries for Travis Homer.
Maybe those guys up front took it personal from Mark Richt that we can't impose our will on anybody. This kid loves to impose his physical might, and 8 special teams tackles, fumble recovery. He loves covering kicks. They took him off of those teams, but that's in his nature.
First throw for Rozier, and it's a strike. Amon Richards back in the lineup after being out off and on with a hamstring injury. He missed last week's game, but he's out there today, and he picks up a first down.
Pretty easy pitch and catch. As a QB, you love a little inside run, moving the sticks twice, and then that's an inside slant, your game changer. And it's nice for Rozier to have Richards back. You see that unblemished is a starter. He's a winner. That's what he is. He's not overwhelming in any one physical trait, arm, speed, size. But he's been at his best when the games have mattered the most the last 2 weeks.
Rozier for a gain of 3, maybe 4, maybe more to Christopher Herndon. Fights his way for about 4.5 yards. And talking to Mark Richt yesterday, he told us, I can't tell you how many times I told myself I will never play this kid. And he told him that last year. He told Malik Rozier, I will never play you unless you do A, B, and C. Clean up your mechanics, make smarter decisions. He was part of a 4-way quarterback competition, and to his credit, this is what Mark Richt said, he knocked it out of the park and won the job and made a believer out of his head coach. And he's got a first down hook up again to Herndon. 12 more.
Bob, I asked Rozier about what Mark Richt told him, and he said it was tough to hear, but he really had to change and relearn the philosophy that Mark Richt wanted. It was so different than the previous coaching staff. He said, I had to realize that instead of taking a shot or throwing a jump ball, I had to learn to just check it down and take the easy play.
Easy play here to Travis Homer. Now, Brock, your favorite saying seems to be the crumbs lead to the cookie. Yep. And that is just taking the easy crumbs. That was the game-winning drive last week for Miami in the closing moments against Georgia Tech. One little screen after another, and all of a sudden a miracle catch. They're down at field goal range.
And you could just watch his feet. You want to watch the evolution of a quarterback. And I think Dungy on the other side, too, is just watch their mechanics and their footwork and the timing of it. 3 precision passes, none of them very difficult, but all of them on time and all of them fundamentally sound.
Syracuse brings 5. Rozier, quarterback run. Inside the 15-yard line. That's another UM first down.
Yeah, this is textbook Mark Richt coming out now, scripting this beautifully. There's not a lot of gimmicks. They don't run a whole lot of formations and shifts and motions. What they do and what he believes in, the old school Mark Richt that's been around so long and won so many games, is it's about us. It's not about that opponent. We do and we execute what we have at a high level. And this is as good an opening drive as they've had this season.
Swing pass to Christopher Herndon. The tight end rumbles inside the 10. They mark him out at the 6. That's a gain of 8 on first down.
And the one thing I love about the Hurricanes is the unique skill set with their positional guys outside on the perimeter. Wonderful blocking by Berrios right here. Those bubble screens are great on paper, but it takes everybody to go and execute them. That's unique skill sets.
Homer up the middle. And he was able to carry all 240 pounds of Brandon Berry inside the 5 to the 3. It is first and goal for the Canes.
Langham's a big receiver, and Berrios is your just prototypical slot guy. And now you got a hammer inside, running between the tackles. Makes it very difficult for a defense to get into rhythm on their side.
Zone read, up the middle goes Homer. Syracuse drives him back once he gets inside the 2. Paris Bennett led the charge. It'll be second down and goal. They'll mark the ball just outside the 1, looks like. Homer again. Can't move the pile. It'll be third down and goal at the 1. 3 sophomore linebackers that all played together as freshmen last year for Miami, balanced off by the experience of linebacker for this Syracuse team. They've got 3 seniors that anchor their defense. 12th play of the drive.
Better cover the tight end here.
Rozier to throw. There's the slant. It is caught. Amon Richards had it, and now they say incomplete. He couldn't hold on. Christopher Frederick got a hand in, and now it's 4th down and goal at the 1-yard line. And here comes the field goal group.
Yeah, there's no doubt. This is a good job here by Frederick. That big tight end cleared the space out. That's why you put that tight end there. The entire middle of the field for Richards to find the hookup. He gets inside the defensive back, but credit Frederick there for not quitting. Kind of like the quarterback on the other side, right? Don't quit on the play.
How about the decision to start the game with 3, or would you be going for it if you were Mark Richt?
After I tried to run it twice from the 2-yard line and got nothing, I'm sorry, offensive line. You forced me into this decision.
Michael Badgley. It's a chip shot. 18 yards away, and it gets the Canes on the board. But that's a great stand at the goal line for Syracuse.
That's former All-Pro linebacker Clay Matthews Jr., also known as Dad. We Matthews know a thing or two about football. With PlayStation Vue, they can watch live football on up to 5 devices at the same time. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice!
Nice.
Great.
Stay connected with football all season long, no matter where you are.
Watch live football with PlayStation Vue. Start your free trial today.
PlayStation.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao. Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Very cool.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The new Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Current Buick or GMC lessees, get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Buick Envision for around $299 per month.
There's an attack coming. I need warriors.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need friends.
On my leave.
Let's do it. My turn. Dressed like a bat.
You really are out of your mind.
I'm not the one who brought a pitchfork.
Justice League. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Staying at Hampton used to be for college football. Now you drive 300 miles to watch this. Yes! Flag dancing? We've been there. And with free hot breakfast, we'll be there for you. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount. Hampton by Hilton.
Get 2 Whopper sandwiches now for only $6. Only at Burger King.
ESPN College Football is presented by PlayStation Vue. Watch the biggest moments in sports. Try it free today. And in part by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA.
Playing football and getting a big win and being on that guy's team looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, not bad.
Bob Wischusen and Brock Ewart, Allison Williams. It's a 3-0 lead for Miami, but a win down inside the 5-yard line for that Syracuse defense.
You made a good point. That win was on a Friday night, and I think that helps these guys regroup. All day Saturday to watch people and celebrate a little bit and have a normal work week, get back to the business at hand, and that's trying to take care of a Miami team.
And a start at the 25 after we have our first chance to say hi to Adnan Burke.
Hello, Bob Wischusen. It's the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive update. Sam Ellinger completed passes to 12 different receivers, but this time he completes it to the wrong team. Texas and Oklahoma State went to overtime. Ramon Richards, the huge pick. Texas' 3rd overtime game of the year, but Oklahoma State wins it 13-10. Survives the operative word. Bob?
Adnan and Brock, for that type of a result, I'm not sure that anyone is surprised that the number 10 team went on the road and won a hard-fought game. But did you see 13-10 in overtime coming between those two teams? Well, that is as unpredictable a result as you'll have today, at least in terms of the final score, not necessarily who won, but I don't think anybody expected 23 total points to be scored between Oklahoma State and Texas as Mo Neal picks up 4 on first down. He gets another try and gets about 2 more.
And you'll see Syracuse do this. That last possession, you know, a lot of 4 wide, getting that shotgun, a lot of empty stuff. And they'll vary possession by possession. First 2 snaps there, the big fellas, 2 tight end package coming in and out.
Big 3rd down here for Syracuse.
Miami again, getting the fresh bodies on the field defensively.
And a change of coverage, and now a timeout called by the Orange from their sideline. We'll step aside quickly and come back with a big 3rd down after the Q's timeout.
Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
What's going on? My TV company won't let me watch all my channels live on this, so I'm following the game this way. It's supposed to be the football.
It doesn't even look like a football.
I know.
It's a tiny field.
I hate tiny fields.
Try this.
That's the game.
That's Dish.
Didn't even know my voice could do that.
Dish lets you watch 100% of your live channels and sports anywhere on your favorite devices. Dish, tuned into you.
We took marinated all-white meat chicken and married it with our cheesy quesadilla to create the perfect union. Introducing Taco Bell's new crispy chicken quesadilla. Get it with all your favorites like a crunchy taco, Doritos Locos taco, and an ice-cold medium drink for just $5. Together at last, but only for a limited time. The new $5 crispy chicken quesadilla box, only at Taco Bell.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone's doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Hey, Mom, it's a 2-bus.
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $10,400 total value on the specially equipped 2017 Buick Enclave Premium model when you finance through GM Financial.
Kick off with the winning team during the Courtesy Ford Conyers Sales Blitz. We're quarterbacking big plays on all of our 2017 cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Courtesy Ford, you'll always score the lowest prices, the lowest payments, and more cash for your trade. F-150s, Escape, Explorer, and Fusions. Plus our huge inventory of pre-owned cars starting at $6,800, and all come with 2-year prepaid maintenance. Save thousands during the Sales Blitz at Courtesy Ford. Stop by for the best selection at Courtesy Ford in Conyers or at courtesyatlanta.com.
Something our cameras caught on the sideline not long ago. There is an assistant coach handing Keaton Darney, the backup center, his helmet. Keaton Darney apparently didn't know where his helmet was. The head coach caught him. That's the consequences that you suffer when you don't know where your helmet is on Dino Babers' sideline. That's good stuff. 3rd down and 4 after the timeout. Flag down. False start. Now it'll be 3rd down and 9.
There's no foul for false start. It'll be 3rd down.
After a conversation, they picked the flag up. So it's still 3rd down and 4. Dungy with a pump fake. Low throw, scooped up by Ishmael. And that's a big catch for Syracuse to keep the drive alive.
Finally getting to number 2 there. He was once again in that slot looking for Phillips, which is his go-to guy on 3rd down. Quick reset, get to number 2 in the progression. A wide open Ishmael there with a nice catch.
Flags down all through the secondary. Too many players on the field, perhaps?
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 players in formation. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So 5 free yards for Syracuse.
That's 12 guys on the field there for Manny Diaz. This is part of what you want to do. You want to do substitution-wise, but you can do the count and tick them off. There's going to be 12 when it's all said and done. You just can't do it. You love to substitute. Got to get it right.
They wanted the shovel pass, and it wasn't there. And Dungy pays the price. Ravion Pierce got tied up as Dungy wanted to shovel it forward to his tight end, and Michael Pinckney came in and helped bring down Dungy.
Saw that a week ago against Clemson as well. He took some shots in that game. He's taken a few blows here, and this is one. Even on shovel pass, just dump it at the feet. You've got to find a way there to throw it away. He already has when he's outside the pocket. That's one you have got to find. Just dish it in the ground and avoid the negative play.
2nd down and 8 after the loss. Dungy again uses the stiff arm, throws it away. Now it will be 3rd down. R.J. McIntosh, who might be the most impactful player for the U on that defensive line, Brock, in pursuit.
Yeah, these guys are loaded up front. It's juniors and seniors and some talented kids, and I think one of the best D-line coaches in America. Got a chance to sit down yesterday with Craig Kuligowski, and you just study technique. Right, there's a lot of D-lines that try to line up and run stunts. These guys understand the why behind it, the importance of the hand placement, the movement in those stunts. Kuligowski was a stud for 15 years at Mizzou, and he's bringing it to the U.
3rd down and 8. Zone read on 3rd down. Mo Neal to midfield and comes up at least 3 yards short of a 1st down. So Syracuse will have to kick it away.
I don't know, Bob. You're talking about the nation's leader when it goes forward on 4th down.
Yeah, not much of a consideration. Here comes the punt group. You have to kick it here.
Don't tell Dino any have-tos, all right? We sat down with him last night. He's not in the business of have-tos in his entire career for Dino Babers. He doesn't have to do it the way everybody else does, and it's part of the reason he's found so much success in his career.
I'm so glad someone communicated to Coach Babers, you have to kick it here from midfield. Hoffrichter will try and change field position. End over end kick. Barrios calls for a fair catch. That's a good job by your punter down to the 10-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return. Miami ball when we come back.
This guy's upping his game by listening to an audiobook on Audible. And this guy is just trying to get through the day. This guy feels like he can take on anything. This guy isn't sure he can take it anymore. Unwavering self-confidence. Stuck in a 4-door sedan of sadness. Upgrade your commute. Ride with Audible. Dial ** Audible on your smartphone to start listening today.
Magic is pretty amazing.
It can transform a frog into a prince. But it can't transform your business. For that, you need Dell Technologies. We're transforming jet engines into turbo-powered safety inspectors, dairy cows into living, breathing data centers. And though it seems like magic, it's not. It's people and technology working together. Magic can't make digital transformation happen, but we can.
Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Get a smartphone, tablet, or laptop starting at just $19.99 a week, all without credit. Only at Rent-A-Center.
We're back with the Buick Drive recap. An impressive opening march for Miami, Brock, that only ended up resulting in a field goal.
13 plays with the field goal. 6 runs, 6 passes, spreading it out. I like the empty. The empty slows the defense down, lets the quarterback get into rhythm. Not too many things you're thinking about. Everything you want right there. I mean, that is your situation. I say to you all the time, Bob. Coordinator's job is to get his playmakers a one-on-one. Their job is to win it. Everything you wanted there for Richards, just could not finish the touchdown reception. And they settle with the 3 points with Badgley.
The Orange, though, now with field position on their side. Can they make it stand up? Play action. Rozier out of the pocket. Floats one down the sideline, in stride, and dropped by Amon Richards. Miami misses a chance for a big play. There is a flag down back near the line of scrimmage.
And that was a receiver downfield. Offense number 52, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Miami backs up 5 as we check in with Adnan.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Just want to update you on what's happening. Tennessee and Alabama and Tuscaloosa, 4th and goal. You know, Bama's 10 for 10 on 4th downs this year for a total of 12 yards. Both Scarborough touchdown, we're up 7-zip. Bob?
All right, Adnan, it's 3-0 Miami here. As Dino Babers decided to take the 5 yards rather than the down, so it's 1st and 15. Quarterback keeper. Malik Rozier only ran the ball 4 times in each of the first 2 games, but since then, the last 3 games for Miami, he has run the ball at least 11 times per game, so that's become a weapon for this offense they didn't have to start the season.
Yeah, and he is willing, and it sure complements that zone read. And by the way, that lineman downfield, glad they're making that call. That was an obvious one on McDermott. Nothing he could do. That's a run-pass option. So that left tackle is just blocking down the field, but 7 yards down the field, an obvious call on first down.
Travis Homer into the arms of Zaire Franklin and a couple of other Syracuse players after a gain of a couple. So now the 3rd down that the Syracuse defense wanted to get Miami into after the punt down to the 10-yard line.
This is where they usually get exotic. They like their 3-man fronts, their blitzes. 3rd in America. And part of the reason they beat Clemson a week ago as well, this 3rd down defense. In the first half especially, they have been dominant. Just a 15% conversion rate in the first 30 minutes of a game, and a lot of it, and you'll see it, is trying to decipher and figure out the blitz of the week.
5 players near the line. They'll bring only 3, now a late 4th, and it's knocked down at the line. It was Zaire Franklin, the first 3-time captain in modern Syracuse football history. What a campaign he's had for the Orange.
When you've played as much ball as Zaire has, you get a little feel when you're rushing there. He can watch the windup of Rozier, and he knows if I can get my hands up in that lane. There's going to be a completion right behind that. It's going to be close to the first down to the tight end, Herndon. But Franklin makes it a no-doubter, and once again, excellent on that 3rd down.
So Zach Fiegels from his goal line with a wobbly kick. It bounces towards the Miami end zone inside their 40-yard line, out of bounds at the Miami 38. Boy, what a change of field position that is for Syracuse. A 25-yard punt. And tonight we'll have a big one in the Big Ten. College football playoff implications, to say the least. Number 19 Michigan taking on the Heisman hopeful Saquon Barkley. And Penn State, it'll be a whiteout at Beaver Stadium, 7:30 Eastern on ABC, also on the ESPN app. Is he right now far and away your Heisman favorite, or maybe you have a little Bryce Love in the rearview mirror?
I think he is, but much like Clemson was my #2 team far and away a week ago. I mean, it's going to be the beauty, Bob, I really think, of October, November this year. I mean, outside of Alabama, to say that you are convinced and you know anybody else, I think is foolish.
Quarterback run for Eric Dungey. And this is a very important possession, isn't it, Brock? When you start at the +38 for Syracuse, this is a drive that almost has to result in points.
It's a drive that they got to start possessing the ball if they want to get to their play count, which is about 75 and above. Where Dino Babers feels like it's advantage orange as it was a week ago against Clemson, then you have to possess the ball. You have to get these plays in the first 15 minutes of a game, and you can see the target. They're missing the pace right now.
Dungey, wobbly throw to the sideline, and it's an easy interception for Michael Jackson. Not sure what Eric Dungey thought he saw, but it looked like that pass was almost intended for Jackson. The turnover chain around the neck of Michael Jackson. His second interception this season.
That was a predetermined throw. That was a wheel route out of that trips concept, and he's trying to get his go-to guy, Phillips, involved. And that's a junior quarterback that right now has just got to read the field. That right now is just playing too fast. At this moment right now against this Miami team, the #8 ranked in America, things are flying around Eric Dungey right now, and you're seeing some uncharacteristic decisions out of the junior.
Rozier, swing pass, dropped by Homer. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Get into that trip set to the field here, and this is a shot play, right? And that is a wheel route, but you're throwing right into zone coverage. Not only the underneath coverage over the top, but Jackson sees it in front of him the entire way.
Coordinator Manny Diaz wanted a way to reward his players for coming up with takeaways, and he needed it to represent Miami. What better than a Cuban link chain with the U charm? It's 2.5 kilos, made by AJ Machado, a famed jeweler here in South Florida, and as you can see, the guys absolutely love it.
Rozier slips one through. Travis Homer almost got loose past the 40-yard line. A gain of 24 brought down by Paris Bennett.
Man, is he ever strong. Pushing that pile, and that's one of the more physically gifted kids from Syracuse. Bennett is a senior linebacker, and he is right on top, and man, that is a powerful kid in Homer.
High throw again through the hands of Ahmad Richards. Dropped one on the last drive.
He's really dropped 3. I mean, the touchdown there on that little slant was a contested one. You're talking about the guy that shattered Michael Irvin's records a year ago. Now, he's been banged up with a hamstring. He's been on and off the practice field. He's trying to get himself to that football shape and confidence. The deep one that would have come back on the man downfield, and in that skinny post, you got to make that play.
Homer turned back at the 44. That's a gain of 4, brings up a 3rd down and 6 as we will go inside of a minute to go in the first quarter.
And this front 7 is where Syracuse is different than the Syracuse team we saw last year against Notre Dame get gashed and lose 8 games and just physically up front. You know, they were nowhere near this size and stature. You see Slayton there, a couple JUCO defensive ends, your senior linebackers. They're good against the run.
Miami goes empty on 3rd down and 6. Only a 3-man rush. Rozier, blown coverage. Christopher Herndon takes advantage to the 21-yard line of Syracuse. Only a 3-man rush, and they totally lost track of Herndon.
Yeah, this is a bust, and Herndon's a tight end, and the safety over the top here just loses him. Just eyes into the backfield, and look at the eye discipline, or the lack thereof. He has got to stay out over the top. Don't expect the 240-pound tight end to run right by him, and he does just that.
That's Evan Foster, the strong safety, that missed the coverage. 1st and 10. Rozier, quarterback draw. Slides inside the 15. That might take us down to the end of the first quarter, unless Miami hurries to get a snap off before the end of the quarter. Rozier's set to go with 3 seconds on the clock.
Big receiver.
And that will end the quarter. Miami looking to stretch their lead when we return to start the second.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao.
Gino. Da
Italia.
He's Italian.
Very qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The new Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Current Buick or GMC lessees, get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Buick Envision for around $299 per month.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
I was wondering if an electric toothbrush really cleans better than a manual, and my hygienist says it does, but they're not all the same. Who knew? I had no idea. So she said look for one that's shaped like a dental tool with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head surrounds each tooth to gently remove more plaque. And unlike Sonicare, Oral-B is the only electric toothbrush brand accepted by the American Dental Association for its effectiveness and safety.
My mouth feels so clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Hey, hon. We gotta go. Come on.
Wasn't the big move, finally.
Thanks, Mom.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Call of Duty is going back to World War II. We gotta get the guys back together. You busy? No. Then let's go.
What? All right. Who's next?
Garcia.
You'll never get Garcia. He's got himself a wife and kids now.
What took you guys so long?
Okay, I guess we got Garcia.
Rated M for mature. Pre-order the bundle now.
PlayStation.
Dogman Plus Care believes real winners care.
They may be rough, they may be tough, but a heart of gold here from the champion.
There are no words to describe what we have just seen.
It takes skill to win, but it takes care to be a winner. Dogman Plus Care.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's beef with the other guys. While they thaw out, Wendy's goes all out, serving fresh beef for nearly 50 years, which is why true hamburger fans side with the official hamburger of the NCAA.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by PlayStation View. Set for the start of the second quarter. Bob Wischusen, Brock Ewart, Allison Williams. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Miami Gardens to be exact. The Canes, over 9 minutes they had the football in the first quarter. And they are in position in the red zone to start the second quarter, second down and 4. Screen to Herndon. Close to a first down. And it looks like he has it. It will be a first down just inside the 11.
They're as good at that bubble screen as anybody in college football. And I think part of the reason is you've got some different guys catching it. That's a big tight end. Barrios is your little shifty guy. You've got running backs that'll get into empty, like Homer to the bottom of the screen. And if you give space, that's just like an outside toss sweep. They're really taking advantage of it.
Rozier over the middle. Into the end zone goes Herndon. He's been the workhorse so far, and he's got a Miami touchdown.
And we're talking eye discipline on this drive. We saw it with the safety on the big play, and that time it was the senior middle linebacker, Zaire Franklin, who just has his eyes into that backfield. And when you do that and you allow Herndon to cross your face, Mark Richt knows that is a simple game of pitch and catch. Herndon's a difference maker. I think both these teams have good tight ends. They have a shot to play at the next level. And Njoku got all the attention last year. Herndon started 13 games. Third leading receiver this year. That is a weapon for a young quarterback.
It all started when Eric Dungy threw one down the sideline, and Michael Jackson, his second opportunity this season to wear that turnover chain over on the Hurricane sideline. Malik Rozier, touchdown pass number 13, extends it to a 10-point lead.
I want to play a game. All you need to do is confess.
I confess that this is messed up!
It's Jigsaw.
Jigsaw's dead.
Is he?
Help!
Jigsaw Rated R starts Friday.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Sparkles on it. Found it.
Okay, so let's
stop. Don't mess it up.
For those who know what they're really building, always unstoppable.
Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. Work.
Relax harder with the real ginger taste of Canada Dry.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
This Thanksgiving, anything can happen.
Welcome to the land of your ancestors.
When you're this far from home.
You're alive!
From the creators of Toy Story and Finding Dory.
What did I miss?
Disney Pixar's Coco, Thanksgiving, rated PG.
Don't miss the Decision Day action on ESPN and MLS Live.
Big divisional battle brings us week 7 of Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins take on Carson Wentz and the 5-1 first place Eagles. Monday Night Countdown begins our coverage at 6 Eastern on ESPN. The game is also available in Spanish on ESPN2. The first time that Miami got down inside the 10-yard line, actually down to the 1. Syracuse got a stop and forced a field goal. But they couldn't keep the Canes out of the end zone that time. And now a squib kick is taken by Chris Elmore. And good field position for Syracuse out close to their own 40-yard line after we check in with Adnet.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. An update once again with a game over on ESPN2. North Carolina and Virginia Tech. Tar Heels really struggling this season, trying to get their second win of the season. And this is Greg Stroman going to work. 91 yards. One man to beat, and he will fly down the sidelines. 14-0 right now for the Hokies. It's early in the second quarter. Bob, back to you.
Boy, nightmare of a season continues for North Carolina. So many players injured, 1 win on the year. A handoff here to Dante Strickland. He picks up 2 yards. And Dante Strickland, when he was in 8th grade back in New Jersey, his dad lost his job. His family moved into a Best Western on Route 1 in New Jersey. And he lived in that Best Western along with 4 other siblings for the rest of high school. Syracuse offered him, and he couldn't fill out the forms because he didn't have a home address. But his dad, 3 years later, found work, and it's a whole different family situation now. On the slant, knocked away from Irvin Phillips. Good hands by the true freshman, Trajan Bandy.
Yeah, that's a big-time play out of a true freshman. You're talking a senior, 3rd leading receiver in college football. Now, knew the thought process coming into this drive. You got a quarterback that's thrown a couple picks. You've got to settle him down. Early run, get back to your go-to guys. Just trying to throw a little pitch and catch slant. And indicative of that first quarter, Miami has just been a step ahead defensively.
Eric Dungy with 2 interceptions and 1 completion on 3rd down here. Lofts one down the sideline. May have thrown another pick. It is an interception by Jaquan Johnson. And they'll get the turnover chain out again. Here it comes.
I think Johnson's hands are under this the entire way. I don't see any movement, and I see a 3rd critical turnover here for the Qs.
And Eric Dungy right now is just not seeing it for Syracuse at all. So Malik Rozier back to work. 5-man rush. Checks one down to Travis Homer. He is hard to bring down.
Anybody who's played the position knows there's times it can just be a blur, and this is simple, Bob. This is just a little slant route with a wheel, and look at it. Look how open this is going to become. I mean, everything is right in front of you here. It's just right here. I mean, just what you want is right here. It's right in front of you. That is as easy as it gets, and instead you're thrown into 3 guys. Eric Dungy right now, this game is moving too fast for him. He has got to slow down and trust his reads.
Berrios comes back, makes a man miss, spins to midfield. Another Canes first down.
Yeah, and he wondered if this would be about Syracuse and their energy and their emotion. They spent so much a week ago against Clemson. So did Miami, though, in a last-second win in this building. This is not about emotion and energy. This is about execution, and it's pinpoint from Rozier, who is getting it going and distributing to everybody. And the Syracuse team and Dungy that is trying to force the issue instead of take what's there.
Delayed blitz. Easy pitch and catch from Han Richards. Hurdles a man. Inside the 30. A gain of 21.
And Amon is saying, finally, a couple went through my hands. QB put it right in my belly, and that's why I'm a freak, man. That is why I shattered records last year. That is why I'm the guy that scares everybody on that other side, including Coach Ward, the D coordinator for Syracuse. He's been battling that hamstring, looked awfully good on that jump.
Jawan Dowles, part of an already banged up Syracuse secondary, is down. They're without starting cornerback Scoop Bradshaw today. And so Dowles being looked at. This might be the only thing that slows down that Canes offense. They've got a 10-point lead. 3 minutes gone by in the second.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now.
PlayStation.
I want you to take it easy. Go slow.
Come on, Mom.
Work your body liner. Work, 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 Sinora. Work it all the time.
Let's go. Mom!
For the ones who keep pushing, always unstoppable.
Make no mistake, this old-timey magician is a master at making his assistant vanish into thin air. But he doesn't know diddly about making your credit card interest disappear. For that, you need creditcards.com, where you can find credit card news, advice, and tools for finding the offers that work best for you. Right now, you can choose between incredible low-interest offers like these. Keep working your magic, old-timer. We've got credit cards covered.
What's going on?
My TV company won't let me watch all my channels live on this, so I'm following the game this way. It's supposed to be the football.
It doesn't even look like a football.
I know.
It's a tiny field.
I hate tiny fields.
Try this.
That's the game.
That's Dish.
Didn't even know my voice could do that.
Dish lets you watch 100% of your live channels and sports anywhere on your favorite devices. Dish, tuned into you.
ESPN College Football is presented by PlayStation Vue. Watch the biggest moments in sports. Try it free today. And in part by Ford, going further so you can.
Now, if you're a young person today, you probably have no idea of the lineage of Syracuse football. But Syracuse has put out one Hall of Famer after another, arguably going back to the greatest football player of all time, who, of course, made number 44 the number that it became in Jim Brown.
Yeah, their Hall of Fame team against anybody's?
Against anybody's. How about the backs and tight ends alone? Named awards after those skill position players. And now they need their defense to bow up on 1st down and 10 for Miami. Seam route, wide open and dropped again by Amon Richards. It's his 4th drop here in the first half.
Yeah, 12 of 17 now for Rozier, and that is 4 drops. I mean, no doubters. And that early pressure showed Rozier very quickly it was going to be a single high, man-to-man look there. And you're going to see Richards get right into that zone. It was actually a zone, a blitz zone there. This is what happens when you don't practice, right? I mean, when you miss some practice, it's not his fault with the hamstring, but this is really emblematic of a guy that's not been at full speed. And man, that guy can go, but he's got to finish.
Swing pass. Again, it's the tight end, Christopher Herndon. Thrown down by Paris Bennett, about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. So a big 3rd down coming, 3rd and 2, just outside the 20.
And this is enormous for Syracuse defensively.
And they get the stop. The interior defensive line does the job, led by all 320 pounds of Caden Samuels. He gets some help from Chris Slayton as well. That is about 630 pounds of defensive tackle that just did the job for the Orange.
And that was a have-to early in this game. And these guys have played a ton of snaps. As much as Syracuse loves to focus on time and possession and outlasting their opponents, it's been Miami who has controlled this game and controlled possession.
39-yard field goal attempt on a sloppy field. Raining on and off for the last couple of days here in Miami. But Michael Badgley makes it look easy. He kicked one in the soup last week to win the game over Georgia Tech, and he's 2 for 2 today.
Okay, so let's stop. Don't mess it up.
For those who know what they're really building, always unstoppable.
The sum above difference is 0. Sure, 0 gets a bad rap. It's even been called nothing. But when it comes to antibiotics in your turkey, you can't beat 0. 0 is number 1. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Here you go, buddy.
A cocoa?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Hogan again, you better count your teeth.
Thank you so much for the cocoa.
These two dads had co-parenting on lockdown.
This year we're going to spend one Christmas all together. Together Christmas. Together Christmas. You be quiet.
Until their dads.
Dad!
This guy's raising your kids half the time?
Came to town.
And quiet game.
I can't do it!
Daddy's home too.
Why do I feel so dry?
You made that?
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like banging their head on a low ceiling, drinking spoiled milk, camping in poison ivy, getting a paper cut, and having their arm trapped in a vending machine. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The sub above difference is the silver lining. Order Jersey Mike's for your game day party and rest assured that even if your team doesn't win, your mouth does. Victory is all yours. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Warning. Whiteout conditions expected in Happy Valley tonight.
We're in October, and this is where things start to get real.
Do you believe that you can win this fight tonight?
I'm Adnan Burke, this PlayStation View multi-view. We'll get you back to Syracuse, Miami in just a second, but updating you, Indiana, Michigan State, they're playing for the old brass spittoon. A trophy game, 3-0 Hoosiers right now on ABC, ESPN 2, Virginia Tech, 14-0 over UNC. Bob?
Adnan, it's a 13-0 lead for Mark Richt's team. And Eric Dungy needs to have amnesia. Brock, not that you ever had a bad game,
right.
But was there ever a moment where the quarterback was sitting on the sideline by yourself knowing you have to flip it in the body of the game?
Snap and clear, man.
Through the back of the end zone. We had a chance to go behind the scenes into the film room with Craig Kuligowski, the D-line coach, with Brock yesterday.
Why the one arm? Well, the first thing is when the guy fires off the line, we want to create a train wreck. We want to knock him back, right? So if I'm a C-gap player in this front, all right? I'm a C-gap player, so I really don't want to let the ball get run outside of me. So A, B, C. Right. Okay. So as I'm attacking here, if I put my outside arm on him and keep it there, you see how he's turned? Yep. And the ball will be able to bounce outside of him. So now he's trying to press the man off of him so that he has, the ability to get rid of him. And then I can also keep that left arm open to make a tackle.
Dungy up the sideline, looks like a one-handed comeback grab for Ishmael. But Brock, sitting in that film room with Coach Cool yesterday and listening to you talk to him, there is so much technique that goes into each of these pass rushers and how they need to get to the quarterback.
Everybody knows these techniques. We've gotten so accustomed to watching quarterbacks and wide receivers, and that is gorgeous. That is the body control, and that is why he's the nation's #1 leading receiver. Go routes and comebacks, but he's talking right here. Did he get pushed?
Field, the incomplete pass. Be third down. The previous play is under review.
We're going to take a look and see if that foot was indeed out of bounds.
Now, one of the officials on the far sideline also was without his hat.
Correct.
So I'm not sure if that official is saying that Ishmael went out of bounds and went out on his own accord. Let's take another look, see if he stepped out. Very close. It certainly looks like when he makes the catch, he's well in bounds, but did he step on the sideline first?
Yeah. That's what they'll be looking at in the booth. But to your point right there, you're used to watching receivers and DBs win, right? You're used to watching all the mechanics in the backfield and the quarterback. And yesterday was a real lesson, I think, for all of us on our crew, how much detail goes in to the line of scrimmage. And those big guys up front in the hand placement, in the movement, and the one arm, and just the incredible amount of teaching that goes on every position on this field. You had to know Ishmael was going to get involved. That's the other thing. You asked me earlier about the quarterback sitting by himself, but then it's the job of Dino Babers and his staff, and he's got a good one. Sean Lewis, coordinator, say, okay, let's get him comfortable and let's go back to throwing go routes, hitch routes, comebacks. Well, from that view, I just don't. And he's reestablished. So if he went out earlier and got pushed out, he's come back in, reestablished himself.
Did he get pushed out? And that's probably the discussion that they had on the sideline, and then came the ruling of incomplete pass. So it has to be indisputable that he stayed on the field in order for them to overturn a call that Syracuse desperately needs to have overturned. Right now, is there any quarterback in the country that needs a completion worse than Eric Dungey?
Yeah, 3 interceptions in the first 20 minutes of a game. Now he ripped one of those away into a fumble and got it right back for his Syracuse team. But if they don't get to that target play count, if they don't get to 75 or so today, they're not going to win this game in this building.
Here's the decision. That was not a quick review.
The ruling on the field stands. The receiver was out of bounds, did not reestablish himself back inbound. That is an incomplete pass. Be 3rd down.
That's a tough one to take away for Dino Babers' team. Now it's 3rd down and 5.
The field judge and those side judges right on it, man. They're just right in front of them, and they're seeing that in real-time speed. That was close, but that's what you got to do. If you're going to get back in this game, it's going to be number 8. You know, that's how you beat Clemson a week ago. A couple touchdowns for him, big plays to him. It's difference maker and game changer, along with number 3 Phillips.
And the slot to the near side left is Irvin Phillips, closest to the tackle box. Under pressure is Dungey. Outside the tackle box, he'll tuck it under. He'll try and run, and does it himself, and picks up the 1st down.
And he is the leading rusher for a reason. I mean, if it is not there, if number 1 is not there, and that probably also is the conversation. Hey, just keep it simple, man. When things are flying around you, just get back to your fastball and changeup.
Little flip out to the flat. Ishmael picks up 7 yards. Malik Young tripped him up. And later on tonight, ABC 7:30, Saquon Barkley at Penn State, a whiteout at Beaver Stadium as they will take on Michigan. Of course, last season, Michigan was the team that kept Penn State out of the college football playoff. As Mo Neal's Submarines looking for a 1st down, and he's got it. Now, really, when you came down to the debate in that committee room last year, Brock, as Penn State won their division, gets to the Big Ten championship game, wins it. They didn't go to the college football playoff last year because of a lopsided loss to Michigan. As Chad Thomas is down, looks like he's holding that left shoulder. As good as this defensive line is for Miami as well, Chad Thomas has been one of the most impactful players. He has a tackle for loss in every game so far this season. 6 on the year.
And he was the player we were talking about with Coach Kulagowski right there that was so good fundamentally. He was recruited here as a 3-4 outside linebacker. Coach Kulagowski has had some stars through his years in Missouri. Plenty of Tigers went in the 1st round of the NFL draft under his teaching and tutelage. And he said of Thomas, 270 pounds and a unique change of direction, a skill set that the NFL certainly loves and covets. And I think on this play, he is in the tackle, and that arm just gets caught underneath. It's a power run play by Syracuse. He sets the edge of it, and you're going to see him, number 9, right here. He's in the melee. I think his arm just gets caught under that pile as it falls on top of him.
He had arguably his best game of the season last week against the triple option of Georgia Tech. Had a couple of big negative plays. A sack, 1.5 tackles for loss. And it is a nightmare against the triple option and how Georgia Tech blocks it up. So now Trent Harris will replace Chad Thomas.
You know what else is a nightmare? To be a quarterback and look at a D-line and look at Chad at 6'6", 270. Look at 2 D tackles that Kulagowski said are the best tandem that he has ever coached. And this defensive line is looking like their predecessors of the past, playing awfully well as well.
Empty backfield with Mo Neal in motion. 4-man rush. Dungey pulls it down, throws it away. R.J. McIntosh all over him. He was outside the tackle box, but did he get the ball back to the line of scrimmage?
Here's that inside line stunt. They ran this earlier, and they had a run go right between that stunt. Not this time. Once again, get it on those shoulders and edges. One of the things I think I really learned yesterday, surface area, even for big guys, man, do not allow those linemen to target, a 300-pound frame. Get as skinny as you can. Excellent on the stunt there inside.
Zone read. Into a pile goes Neal. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Demetrius Jackson right in the heart of that UM defense to make the stop. And a late flag thrown downfield. Plus we've got a player for Miami, Sheldrick Redwine, without his helmet on. So an altercation away from the play. Looked like it was Devin Butler that got tied up with Redwine.
Personal foul, offense, number 6, illegal roughness, 15-yard penalty, be 2nd down, 3rd down. Number 25 does not have to leave the game. Number 22 does not have to leave the game.
Yeah, it's going to be right here. You're going to see the extracurricular activities really from both. But I think ripping the helmet off there is going to draw a 15-yard penalty.
That is a killer for Syracuse. Ravion Pierce costs his team 15 yards when they had gotten out to midfield. Now they were facing 3rd down and 10, but now it's 3rd down and 25.
And I would think if you're Miami here, I'm playing a safety right over the top of Ishmael. I'm not allowing even one of those go routes to be thrown.
Dungy up the seam, wide open. Irvin Phillips, he's got a 1st down. On 3rd and 25, they leave Irvin Phillips alone. And Syracuse makes Miami pay.
Well, they had a safety over the top of Ishmael, but they didn't have anybody covering the slot.
Toss to Dante Strickland. That could be a game changer for Syracuse. Now they need points. Up the middle goes Strickland, into the secondary. Spins inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
You're starting to see the rhythm and tempo, and be careful. It could be just one play, a busted coverage sometimes, and a quarterback that is struggling to get any confidence going can in a hurry.
Strickland again. You were watching that tape of the Friday night game against Clemson, and you talked about the pace of the Syracuse offense and how Clemson had no chance to get set half the time.
Yeah, look at the safety help over the top, and in so doing, it leaves a wide open receiver right there. Yeah, you've got all the attention to the top of the field. That is unsound defense.
Here's Phillips on a screen. Very close to a 1st down. Is it 1st and goal? Let's see where they spot the football. It looks like it is. And Irvin Phillips shaken up. He heads to the sideline. 1st and goal at the 6.
Miami better hurry to get off the field.
Now they're allowed to substitute because Phillips went off.
There you go.
So the officials, now they're offsides, as the officials did step away and allow Dante Strickland to run the football. Mark Richt was trying to call a timeout. He's out on the field. He's furious that the officials stepped away and allowed play to begin while his team was still substituting. Irvin Phillips ran off the field, which means Syracuse substitute.
Before the play, timeout, Miami, they're 1st.
So Miami got the timeout, but I'm sure Mark Richt's argument is Syracuse substituted, I'm allowed to substitute.
Dogman Plus Care believes real winners care.
They may be rough, they may be tough, but a heart of gold here from the champion.
There are no words to describe what we have just seen.
It takes skill to win, but it takes care to be a winner. Dogman Plus Care.
Last year, Francisco Lindor etched his name into the history books. The taco history books. So, who'll be this year's taco hero? If someone steals a base this World Series, Taco Bell's letting everyone steal a Doritos Locos Tacos. Steal a base, steal a taco is back.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. I don't. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate.
Sometimes I leave the seat up on purpose.
Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Over a year ago, I was diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer.
A true story with Keytruda.
My world came crashing down.
Come on, kids.
But I was not ready to give up.
After testing for high levels of PD-L1, I started on Keytruda.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it's an immunotherapy that can be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
I used to take the small things for granted. I don't anymore.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda with more FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy.
6'3", 315. That's what Kendrick Norton is, a defensive tackle who tried to find his way of getting off the field, but he's going to be right in the middle here, and he's going to get down into his stance right here. You see the rest of the guys trying to get on and off the field, and then he realizes, oh, wait a second, I am part of this substitution plan, and thus Rick at the bottom runs onto the field to call the timeout. And he spent the entire timeout, did Mark Richt, trying to get an explanation from the officials of, hey, I'm trying to sub. Just because the guy's 315 takes him a little longer, doesn't he have every right to get off the field? But once you get down into that stance, you know, it's going to be some of the judgment there of that umpire standing over the ball. Did you give the other group enough time to sub?
We're having some issues with the referee's microphone, so he just made an announcement, and now he is on his way over to go to the replay booth for something. The entire time we were away during commercial, after the timeout was called by Miami, they didn't review anything. So now a review has been initiated after we were in break. Well, it's a long delay with the timeout called by Miami defensively. Now something being looked at by the replay booth. A chance for the Miami defense to catch their breath. The Syracuse is still waiting to run a first and goal play from the 6-yard line, and they are going back to take a look at the previous play to make sure that they've got the ball spotted correctly.
To Urban Phillips on that little swing route to the sidelines in the boundary.
They marked him down at the 6-yard line, immediately said it was a first down. Very close, it looks like, the ball to the 6-yard line when his knee goes down.
And I think you make a very valid point, and you saw the emotion of Dino Babers over on that sideline saying, come on, guys.
After review, the runner was down prior to reaching the line of the game. It would be 3rd and 1 at the 7-yard line.
So they're now going to take the ball and say that what you just saw was indisputable video evidence to say that the call on the field was incorrect. This now changes it from 1st and goal at the 6 to 3rd down and 1 at the 7. And your guess is as good as ours why they didn't review that while we were away during our commercial break. But now it is 3rd down and 1 at the 7, and this completely changes the situation for this Syracuse offense. A lot of pre-snap motion. Eric Dungy under center. Straight ahead handoff. fighting his way to the 5-yard line is Dante Strickland. He's got the first down, and now it's 1st and goal inside the 6.
That is all want to, as much as you celebrate Homer on the other side. That is running through the tackle in the backfield of Pinckney. He does not miss many of those. The weak side linebacker for Miami reads it, triggers it, gets into the backfield. Just can't make the tackle behind the line.
Play action for Dungy. Rolling out. Has to throw it away.
It feels choppy, doesn't it? That whole situation and arrangement there. And the timeout's a timeout, come back on the board. I know that's some of the discussion right now being had. That play ever happened? And if you're Dino Babers, you're frustrated saying, I'm a tempo team, I'm a rhythm team. Okay, if you're going to make that call and you're going to come down to review, then make that call. This team is based on speed and tempo and timing.
Dungy on a keeper. Inside the 5. Demetrius Traxon helped to drag him down, and now again some pushing and shoving after the play's over. It'll be 3rd down, or rather, see where they mark the football. At about the 5-yard line, yes. 3rd down and goal.
That's pretty good quickness and speed on that defensive line. Jackson in particular, 250 pounds, reading the inside run. Fast enough to drag down the quarterback. Huge play for Syracuse offense, struggles in the red zone.
Dungy lobs one to the front pylon. Incomplete. Ishmael. It looked like he wasn't able to survive all the way through the contact to the ground with Malik Young there in coverage, and Ishmael is shaken up. He had a chance to haul it in. He got a foot down, but you have to complete the process of the catch, and you have to survive that contact to the ground. Clearly the ball came out, so it will be 4th down and goal. And Syracuse, as things stand right now, they've got their offense on the field while Ishmael's being looked at. Looks like the field goal group is poised to run out and try and get 3. Let's see what Dino Babers decides to do, and how much of the decision is impacted by that guy not being on the field.
We saw Frederick on the other side, the DB for Syracuse, very similar, same spot, end zone. It was a little slant route, and he fought to get his hand in there and rip the football away from Richards. Give some credit there to Malik Young, the corner there, doing the exact same thing on the nation's #1 wide receiver, fighting to the very end to rip the ball out.
Let's head back to Adnan.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Just want to update you what's happening with Oklahoma and Kansas State. Baker Mayfield, Dimitri Flowers, 33rd straight game with a touchdown pass for Baker Mayfield, longest active streak in the country. And Alabama, Bo Scarborough, Bo knows football, 4th and short. They're 11 for 11 this year. 14-0 tied, Bob.
Well, Adnan, it's 13-0 Miami here. 4th down and goal at the 5. And Dino Babers predictably sends Cole Murphy out to try and get his team on the board. Tough one for Syracuse to get into a goal-to-go situation and have to settle for 3. Murphy is 12 for 14 this season. This one from only 22 yards. So the Canes get a red zone stop on defense. Syracuse is on the board, and the Miami lead is now 10. It's time for this afternoon's Aflac trivia question. And we told you Syracuse had never beaten back-to-back top 10 opponents in a season, but they have beaten 2 top 10 opponents in the body of the same season. When's the last time it happened? The last time Syracuse defeated multiple AP top 10 opponents in the same year.
Was I alive?
Probably not.
Syracuse alive after that drive. That was a must.
They only got 3, but the 3rd and 25 pitch and catch to Irvin Phillips to keep the drive alive. If you're a quarterback and now you're Dungy sitting over on the sideline, how much differently do you feel about the game moving forward than when you were by yourself before that drive with 3 picks on the board?
Yeah, and you feel like, okay, we can do our stuff. You know, we can run it a little bit. You know, if we can get into rhythm and get those chains moving, and I can play a little bit of pitch and catch, our stuff works.
A couple of true freshmen back deep to receive the kick. This is Jeff Thomas deep in the end zone, so he will take a knee. Now, the ESPN app is a fan's best friend, and a great day to have the app. You can stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live at home or on the go. You get access to the scores, news, highlights all season long. Download the ESPN app to start streaming now.
This kid's been sharp. I think the sharpest I've seen Rozier all season long, and Ishmael is working himself back into the locker room. Rozier has been pinpoint. His coaches asked him to slow down and really trust his fundamentals to play within the offense and the scheme, and he certainly has. And you can see right here, they gave that timeout back to Miami. That is the right call.
So Miami now with their full complement of timeouts, starting at their own 25. Travis Homer tries to run wide, and he is met for at least a 2-yard loss. Paris Bennett helped out Zaire Franklin on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
I think there's something to be said, Bob, about these officials as well. When you play and you're refereeing two teams with tremendous pace, not only for us in a broadcast to do all that we want to do, but it's just for those guys as well to function within what they've got to do with two systems that don't huddle up. They have got to be on it. And it felt like a little bit there for the Zebras just reacting. And when you're reacting against this kind of speed, whether you're playing against it or you're officiating, it can be difficult.
Miami rolls their coverage. They bring a blitz. Rozier down the sideline. Amon Richards has it. What a throw from Malik Rozier. Right down the chimney over the shoulder of Christopher Frederick.
And this guy changes things for this system. He's the one that strikes fear into the opponents, and that's a pretty good job by Frederick, actually pushing him out into the boundary, but a perfect throw. I mean, you can't place it any better. A flick of the wrist there from Rozier, 40 yards down the field. But there's a part of both of those guys saying, finally a real easy game of pitch and catch. 3 drops already for Richards on the afternoon.
Rozier almost threw an interception. Scott Patchen, who, by the way, on the depth chart is listed as a defensive end, looked like one there, lining up at tight end. And he just didn't turn his head around to locate the football, and it sailed past him.
We saw that on tape yesterday. Rozier put it off the face of one of his receivers. It's a really good teaching element to get out of a break. But I'm going to throw it early with some anticipation. Better in practice, though, than in games.
Five-man rush on 2nd down. Rozier on the slant through the hands of Darrell Langham. So now it's 3rd down and 10.
Now you got a question here. If you're Syracuse defensively, you like to pressure, you like to get in your 3-down look, and you want to confuse Rozier here. You're going to see the execution pretty darn sharp today. And you're going to try to show him a few different looks of blitz, pressure, try to confuse. You've also got a hard time in one-on-one coverage, as you also experience in this first half. And they're going to lay back, and looks like just rush 3.
So Rozier steps up in the pocket, and he'll take off and run. Now it's 4th down and 8. And you'd have to think Miami will be looking to kick it away here as Brandon Berry brings down Rozier, and here comes Zach Fiegels to try and pin Syracuse deep.
That's excellent defense. That's a 3-man rush there, but it's Franklin who has the eyes into the backfield. I'll tell you what, Brian Ward, defensive coordinator, has done an excellent job. When you're coordinated defense with an offense like yours that plays at the pace they do, at the number of stops that he has, an excellent D coordinator.
Wobbly kick from Fiegels. It's going to bounce down inside the 10-yard line and work out perfectly for Miami. It'll roll dead at the 2. So Syracuse has the ball back, coming off of the field goal drive, down by 10. Time to answer our Aflac trivia question. When was the last time Syracuse defeated multiple AP top 10 opponents in the same season? Back in the 1959 National Championship season, they beat Penn State and Texas, both ranked well inside the top 10 only 2 years before Brock Eward was born.
Why did you even hesitate when I asked for the hint?
Because you don't look that good.
59?
Yeah, when someone looks at you, though, they're thinking that that's kind of the range where you may have been born.
Right.
So 1st and 10 at the 2.
You better pick up these line stunts.
Dungy from the end zone. That looks like a diving catch for Irvin Phillips. Out to the 8-yard line.
Bob, defensive end Chad Thomas back in the game. He had his shoulder kind of rolled up on, so they equipped him with a protective sleeve, and he is back out there.
Tough young man. Short of the 10-yard line is Dante Strickland. So here's a big 3rd down for Syracuse as Joe Jackson made the stop for the Canes. This Syracuse offense last week moved the ball at will against Clemson's defense at home. Not the case so far here in the first half against the U. Dungy. Irvin Phillips. Looks like he got the first down. He was past the line to gain and then reversed field and took him back, I think himself shy of the first down marker before eventually stretching the ball out, brought down by Javonte D. Quarterback draw. Dungy breaks a tackle and picks up about 1.5 yards.
Miami defensive coordinator Manny Diaz says there are 3 plays they have to win on every play Syracuse runs. The first, the play between the plays, running and getting lined up. The second, Syracuse's call against their defensive call. The third, the play Dungy creates.
And that time the pace Allison caught the Canes with too many guys on the field. That ball was knocked free. It looks like Miami was able to get a recovery. Sean Riley had it at the 20-yard line. It was knocked out. Miami has a fumble recovery, but I think they had too many men on the field. Michael Jackson has another takeaway if the play stands.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd down.
But it does not.
Now you're going to see all 12 here. They just could not get off the field. To Allison's point, this is the pre-snap mechanic here, and Syracuse caught him. And that's heads-up play by Dungy the entire way. He is watching that rotation. That's exactly what the coach was talking about. That pre-snap mechanic. You've got to get yourself lined up. I charted last week that Clemson game. In the second quarter, 25 plays by Syracuse. 11 of them, Clemson did not have cleats in the ground and eyes up. That they're playing math, man. They're trying to count. We're going to get to this look. We're going to try to get to that look. And that pre-snap, that first component of it was a killer for the Tigers a week ago. And that time catches Miami for 5.
So now it's 2nd down and 3 rather than a takeaway. Dungy wanted a screen and dirts the ball. R.J. McIntosh was all over him. He may have been outside the tackle box. Was there a receiver in the area? And did he get the ball back to the line of scrimmage? This might be intentional grounding. Let's see if the flag comes out.
There's no foul for illegal grounding. There was a receiver in the area. It'll be 3rd down.
Say a receiver was in the area. 3rd down and 3.
Ooh, and I don't know about that. The ball gets to the line. I don't think he's outside the tackle box. And you can see there from our picture, the final picture, there is some grace and latitude given there if there is indeed a receiver. That is a little bit of grace, which D linemen never like. That's, again, a tremendous influence in play by McIntosh.
A flip out to the edge. Can Strickland make it happen? Flag down. Zach McLeod was there on the stop. He grabbed the face mask, it looks like.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I'll tell you what that face mask does. Obviously extends this drive, but you're looking in the second quarter after just 15 plays in the first. Syracuse getting that play count up, and you can see there clearly McLeod is fighting to make the tackle. Hands get into the headgear. That is an obvious call. But Syracuse now, look at it. trying to get to that 75, because once he hits 75, Dino Babers says, doesn't matter who you are. You could be Alabama against Clemson in the championship game a year ago. Play 75 and above have typically favored tempo offenses.
Quarterback keeper for Dungy. Hurdles a man and spins for about 4. I always have to think that Dino Babers has his heart in his throat when he sees Dungy in the open field and players coming at him like missiles. But he's getting smarter about knowing when to get on the ground, isn't he?
He is, and he's also added 20 pounds of some strength this offseason. Big part of it, too.
Strickland, it'll be 3rd down. You know, Eric Dungy, his favorite candy bars, the Three Musketeers. When he was in high school, his principal would give him a Three Musketeers every time he would try and not run someone over in one of his high school games. Just as an incentive, please stay on the field for Lake Ridge High School out in Oregon.
Linebacker mentality.
Dungy, one-on-one down the sideline. Intercepted. Michael Jackson does it again.
Where's the swag? He's tired. He may even be a little beat up, but there it is.
This is great coverage.
No Ishmael. Syracuse won't change. They're trying to throw it up to their other big receiver, Custis there. That's just better coverage. That's an awareness. Receiver looks up. He's going to look up. Custis is trying to fight. You can see he's trying to get back to it. That ball, unfortunately for Dungy, underthrown. And Jackson making some plays today.
Malik Rozier throws one out in the flat. Well read as Travis Homer made the catch and ended up losing 3 yards on the play. Stopped by Carl Jones as we check in with that net.
All right, Bob, thank you. Our own version of the Three Musketeers coming up on the Lexus Halftime Report. Myself, Jesse Palmer, Joy Galloway. The Tide rolling. Jimbo Fisher gets into some fans here, what he had to say about that, plus a Big 12 overtime thriller between Texas and Oklahoma State. All that more coming up at the half. I'm more of a Kit Kat guy myself. Bob?
And now I'm hungry. Not good for the chubby play-by-play guy. 10-point lead for Miami. And a timeout called.
Please check the game clock to 1:14.
So Miami uses their first timeout there, and they add a few ticks to the game clock. And here is a chance with Dungy sitting on the sideline, contemplating now 4 first-half giveaways for Syracuse. Miami starts the 3rd quarter with the football, so this is a big sequence for the Syracuse defense.
And remember how good Rozier has been in these moments. They've been end-of-game mechanics and the heroics over the last couple weeks, but he's been very efficient in the 2-minute drill. I'll say this about Dungy as well. You can't convince me that a running quarterback with as much physical contact that it does not affect you as a passer. I can't be convinced of that. I think it plays a role. I think you get a little bit tired. I think you get a little bit fatigued. I think your fundamentals can fall and drop off no matter what kind of condition you're in. But you take a beating, you run so much, and that one woefully short on the interception.
Rozier on 2nd down and long. He's looking for the home run ball for Braxton Berrios. And overthrows everyone. And now it's 3rd down and 13. A chance for Syracuse to get a stop. They still have 2 timeouts.
Yep. That's not the call you want versus 8 men in coverage. I think that's one of those situations he'll get to with a little more check with me, that he's going to look at that front and coverage and say, you know what, let me throw a little bubble. Let me check this play. Not a time to have a shot play against that look.
Are you conservative here if you're Mark Richt? Run the football, force Syracuse to use a timeout, let your defense go play? Or do you put the ball maybe in harm's way with a 10-point lead?
No, I think I am a bit conservative. I know Rozier has played a fantastic half, but you do get the ball to begin the 2nd frame as well.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and 13. Rozier, a conservative throw, as Herndon's going to try to run for the 1st down, and he gets gang tackled at the 34. Now Dino Babers should use a timeout, and he will run down the sideline and do just that. So 57 seconds to go. Syracuse now will have 1 timeout left. The good news is They're about to get the football back, but Brock, the bad news is every time their offense has been on the field, worried about a turnover.
Yeah, -2 coming into this game. Syracuse, and Dungy has just thrown some balls up for grabs. Like a baseball player where the game is just speeding up around you. He is missing reads. You see Ishmael underneath there, and he is just throwing into coverage and in spots he never should. And Miami on the other side making him pay, and then in one-on-one situations. And this is bread and butter for Syracuse. Jackson's better. Plays it perfectly. Gets his body in front. While the receivers for Miami may have dropped a few passes today, their DBs have not. And +9 now on the season for that crew where those turnovers, takeaways, such a vital component.
Man has told us they wanted to bring some swag back and come up with something that really was as quintessential Miami and quintessential the U as they could find. I think they found it. Manny Diaz developed the idea, and he was helped out by A.J. Machado, better known as the King of Bling. They debuted the turnover chain September 2nd this season, and 9 different players have now earned the right to put the turnover chain on. Eagles with by far his best punt of the first half. Riley, a fair catch inside his own 15-yard line. That was a terrific punt from the son of the Miami alum, Jeff Eagles. 50-yard punt, no return. He looked like that with that one. And Taco Bell is a proud partner of the College Football Playoff. Be on the lookout for Taco Bell student sections and passionate fans like these at games all season long.
Yeah, that's a big-time punt. I mean, if you're going to play that way and you're going to check it down on 3rd down, and Eagles, just a freshman, had a rough first punt, an excellent one to the 1-yard line. Look at how he has changed field position. I played with his dad at one time. I think a lot of guys did over 22 years for Jeff Eagles in the NFL.
Well, if there's an offense that can move the ball quickly, 48 seconds and only 1 timeout. It's Syracuse. They can go like lightning. But the last thing they want is to turn it over again and give Miami a chance to score points before halftime.
Trying to get a little feel for the look here. A single safety, some possible shots down the field.
Dungy looking downfield. He's sacked inside the 5 at the 2. Michael Pinckney brings him down. And now Mark Richt should use a timeout.
Yep.
Now you put the pressure on Syracuse, a shotgun team, to take a snap in the end zone, and that's exactly what will happen.
You ever thrown 5 interceptions in a game, like in Little League when you were a QB back in the day?
Yeah, in the street.
Yeah.
I get mocked by my friends when I did that, but I don't know right now for Dungy mentally, how do you bounce back from this in the second half? You're only down by 10.
It's hard to do. I've been there. I threw 5 picks in an Apple Cup. Actually sent the Cougars to their first Rose Bowl in like 70 years.
I'm sure they appreciated that.
Yeah, they did. Still getting some meals around town. But it's hard. And you come over the sidelines and you're just like, man, everything that could go wrong, you feel like it's seemingly gone wrong for you. And yet if you're Eric Dungy, you look up at that scoreboard, it's a 10-point game. This is a different Syracuse defense. This is a different Syracuse team than the one we have seen over the years. They've got more balance on both sides of the ball. They played some good defense today. They put their defense into some very difficult environments. And they've responded, and this is where you have got to be smart now with Miami only having 1 timeout left.
And now you just end the half. Quarterback sneak it forward. We called Notre Dame, North Carolina a couple of weeks ago. This was the exact situation that North Carolina was in and didn't quarterback sneak the ball, and it cost them a safety. And with only 1 timeout left, and Miami can call that timeout now, that's fine. But it's 3rd down, under 40 seconds to go. So as long as Syracuse snaps the ball here and just doesn't go backwards into their end zone, they can end the half.
You know, one thing that I would do, and I know it's kind of quirky and weird, and I don't know at the collegiate level, Mark Richt and Dino Babers, if they travel multiple uniforms, it's hot, muggy, sticky, nasty day. If I'm Dungy, I might even take a shower. I've seen guys do that.
At halftime.
Oh yeah, put a new uniform on. Give me my New Jersey, man. This in an arm sleeve and everything, man. I want to erase that half, get that thing out of my mind. I've absolutely had teammates in the past, especially professionally, that will do that, put new uniform on, new pants, new uniform. I want to start clean in that second half.
Halftime in the pros is 12 minutes. How could you possibly get out of your uniform and take a shower?
It is called go time.
Wow.
It is a fast dash. You got a lot more time in college, but I don't know. I don't, and again, I don't know how many uniforms they travel with, and it's different at this level than obviously the NFL. But if I'm Dungy, I'm doing everything I can to erase that first half. You played tremendous ball this season. You played one of your best games against Clemson a week ago. You know you can do better than this. But you're going to have to start anew in the second frame.
This Miami team, though, is gaining confidence as this season goes every week. They win their last 2 games the last couple of weeks in miracle fashion. And they've got a 10-point lead, and that should take us to halftime as the Miami defense, the first FBS team with 4 interceptions in 1 half this season.
And they're without D. Delaney, their starting corner. The All-American from the Citadel the last few years, started this season. He's been out now the last couple weeks doing with some new pieces, and they are rising up.
And they will have the football to start the 3rd quarter. So Dino Babers is going to have to regroup his group in the locker room at halftime, as the U will have the ball when we start the 3rd quarter. Now the teams are leaving the field. I'm not sure why the officials have the ball spotted down at the 2-yard line, and there's 6 seconds on the clock.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to review the previous play. I'm not sure what element of the previous play is going to be reviewed, unless they thought that maybe Dungy coughed it up or a helmet popped off of a player. But a quarterback sneak with 38 seconds on the clock and no timeouts for the defense should simply result in the first half ending. But now the 2 teams are going to head back to their respective benches, while once again the replay booth is buzzed down. And we're back on the headset.
During the previous play, the player on the offensive team helmet came off. That's a 10-second run off. The clock will start on the ready for play. Therefore, it is the end of the half.
So that turns into a review that could not have been less necessary, and it is now indeed halftime as we go back to the studio. You know what's necessary? To hear from Adnan, Joey, and Jesse.
Oh, too kind, Bob. That's why you're one of our favorites. Great with the tosses. All right, lots of highlights to get to, including the number 1. I gotta get that out of the way.
Well, anytime he throws me and Jesse in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is the Lexus halftime report. Number 1 team in the country is Alabama. We've seen all these upsets in college football. What about the chances of the Crimson Tide getting tripped up against Tennessee? That's right. Butch Jones versus Nick Saban going toe-to-toe. Early first quarter, it's Bo Scarborough.
Just physical run game from Alabama all day long. Great defense and run the ball. That's how they win.
Crimson Tide up 7-0 mid-second quarter. Scarborough again.
Yeah, it's embarrassing how many good running backs they have. Bo Scarborough, Damian Harris, Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs. It's an embarrassment of riches for Nick Saban.
Yeah, exactly. Bama's 11 for 11 on 4th down. Here's Damian Harris punching it in.
Unbelievable. Just the vision. They just stay fresh, roll fresh guys in. They've got true freshmen now stepping up and making big plays early in games as they lead Tennessee 21-0.
And just hammering Butch Jones' team 21-0 right
burying
them. They are burying them. Kansas State hosting number 9 Oklahoma. First quarter, K-State's second play from scrimmage. That's Alex Barnes.
And K-State got off to a fast start. And again, the questionable back-end tackling by this Oklahoma defense the past few games.
Cats up 7-0 quickly. Ensuing Sooners possession, Baker Mayfield to Dimitri Flowers.
We've seen this play, I think, virtually every week. A little pop pass to Flowers. They sneak him out from the H-back position into the end zone. And Oklahoma, they've got a dogfight ahead of them here.
Alex Delton, 1-yard quarterback sneak.
And remember, this is a Kansas State offense not playing with its starting quarterback, Jesse Ertz. Oklahoma trailing at the end of the first.
Wildcats up 14-7 after 1. Over on ESPN2, it's Virginia Tech hosting North Carolina. 5 minutes to go in the first. Chaz Surratt coughs it up. Ricky Walker takes advantage.
I just wonder, you quarterbacks, Jesse, do you not see the guy coming to your face? Like, he's coming right at the quarterback.
You can't see him when you play against Bud Foster, guys. He does have pressure from all over the field.
Second Bud Foster mention of the day. Later in the first UNC punting, that's Greg Stroman. Look at him move.
Beamer ball. Wait, but Frank Beamer's not the head coach anymore.
Still Beamer ball.
Oh, okay, right? Still Beamer ball. Justin Fuentes getting it done in special teams, and that's big because their best wide receiver, Cam Phillips, he's not 100% in this game, so they got to find ways to manufacture points in different ways.
And that's Reggie Pick Floyd, the 69-yard pick six.
Get another Bud Foster mention.
Bud Foster, unbelievable.
That was Bud Foster drew up that play, told the linebacker jump up, intercept, and take it back.
35-0. How about the Hokies? Brutal season for the Tar Heels. They're 1-6, and they're getting pounded right now.
We're looking at their 7th straight conference loss. Oof.
Still to come here on our halftime report. Lamar Jackson, big numbers for Louisville. You guys see what Jimbo Fisher had to say about an altercation with a fan?
Game day signs are delivered by Hut Rewards from Pizza Hut. Go to gamingday.pizzahut.com to sign up today.
Dos Equis is searching for the most interesting fan of college football, and I always say you can measure fans by how they tailgate. I drop by at least a dozen tailgate parties every game.
You crash tailgate parties?
Perks of the job, Carl. Perks of the job.
He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
I once dated a mascot, Janet. I do touchdown dances for cardio. Get my pump on.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Guys, Kay Jewelers would like to remind you, it's engagement season. Save 25% off all engagement and wedding rings. October 6th through 22nd at Kay, the #1 jewelry store for yes.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
Cowan Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. At Cowan Ace Hardware, you'll find everything you need to tackle any project, big or small. Plus, friendly folks with the right advice and the right products. Cowan Ace is your place for Exmark mowers. Exmark is the top choice of lawn care professionals, and Cowan Ace carries the full line of Exmark products, plus complete service, parts, and maintenance. Come see the friendly folks at Cowan Ace Hardware, 2 Conyers locations on Green Street and Honey Creek Road.
The 5-1 Eagles look to cement their hold on the NFC East. Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
They say you don't choose the app. It chooses you. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
We continue with Louisville and Florida State. It was the first game of our quadruple header today on ESPN. Third quarter, Jackson takes the snap, runs left, and away he goes.
He's averaging 430 yards of offense a game, and this is why. Nobody open downfield, great vision, is able to get outside, make people miss, and use the speed. Just remarkable game today by Lamar Jackson.
51-yard run. The Cards would score a 2-yard touchdown 2 plays later. Then it's Dave Williams taking the hand up to the right. He bounces it in.
And if you're a running back and you have Lamar Jackson on the read option, you know the defense is going to follow Lamar Jackson, open up the run.
Fourth quarter, James Blackman drops back, lobbing a pass up to Nyquan Murray. That's in the end zone for the touchdown. Florida State ties the game at 28, so just over 2 to play. Seminoles driving. Blackman tries to keep up the read option, but he coughs it up.
3 critical turnovers by the true freshman quarterback Blackman, and it cost the Seminoles at home.
9 seconds left. Blanton Creaky's kick is good. Louisville wins at 31-28 as Florida State falls to 2-4. It ties the worst 6-game start in the last 40 seasons. Also happened back in 2009. After the game, a fan on the stands was yelling, "New coaches, new coaches." So Jimbo Fisher responds to bring your blank down here and say that. Florida State loses 31-28, and Jimbo Fisher addressed that situation with the fan after the game.
No, I have no comment. No frustration. Just, hey, don't just be a support. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to be nasty. I shouldn't have said something. If you're a fan, are you going to be a loyal fan or not? Just keep fighting with us. We ain't quitting on you. Please don't quit on us. We're going to keep fighting, scratching, coaching, playing. And you see the heart and desire of those kids. And understand something. What if that's your kid? If that was one of your kids or your nephew or your cousin or your friend, keep supporting them.
Florida State is 0-3 at home for the first time since 1974. DeAndre Francois lost to injury. Obviously been a challenging year, Jesse.
Yeah.
What do you make of Jimbo Fisher's reaction?
I think Jimbo's fine. And I think fans are always entitled to their own opinions. But the fans out there that want Jimbo Fisher fired, they need to calm down. All right? They're lucky to have one of the best coaches in all of college football on that side. Consider the 7 years before this one, the worst season Jimbo Fisher had was 9 wins. That was the worst season. They've won 3 ACC championships. They've won a national championship. And everything you said is true, right? This is a team that was supposed to be in the playoff. They lose their quarterback. They've had issues on the offensive lines. I get that. But look at other programs around the country in recent years. Tennessee, Texas, Michigan. They had it way worse than Florida State. They're lucky to have Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's actually funny to me. I would like to see, as Jimbo Fisher says, you know, no need to be nasty. Why not support me? I'd like to see James Blackman. We've seen Jimbo Fisher go off on his quarterbacks. I'd like to see James Blackman in the middle of Jimbo going off on, hey, coach,
why don't you support me?
just give me some support, coach.
Certainly tough one for Florida State. They allowed a season high 31 points in the loss. You can understand the coach's frustration there. Still to come here on our Lexus Halftime Report. We'll focus our attention on Oklahoma State and Texas. Who would have seen this game go into overtime for the Cowboys and the Longhorns? Full highlights coming up, and don't forget all the great college football action. It's on the ESPN app.
This Halftime Report is presented by Lexus. Experience a comprehensive suite of safety features. Standard.
We have a vision for the future. A world without accidents. To get there, we're advancing safety technology, designed not only to automatically brake, but also actively steer. This is the most sophisticated Lexus safety system ever. And a preview of what's to come. Experience driver-first innovation. Experience amazing.
Hey, hon. We gotta go. Come on.
Wasn't the big move, finally.
Thanks, Mom.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Rated E for everyone.
Oh, yes! That will take the world by storm!
It's El Tornado! I'll challenge any of you to try that.
Suited up, ready, move it, running like a brand new chef. Yeah, the speed of the kick. Yeah, going for the goal, no. Yeah.
Right about El Tornado! Absolutely incredible!
PlayStation.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's and the beef they've always had with the other guys who make you settle for thawed out. But Wendy's goes all out. They've been serving up fresh, never frozen beef on every hot and juicy hamburger for nearly 50 years. Which is why true hamburger fans don't see much of a rivalry between fresh and frozen. And why Wendy's holds the title, official hamburger of the NCAA.
Big-time shot, and he hangs on! And a touchdown! Open man down the sideline. Touchdown, Tigers!
Lamar Jackson swings it deep. Oh, my goodness, what a pass!
You're watching the Lexus Halftime Report.
We continue with highlights from earlier. Oklahoma State, yeah, that's right, take it on Texas. Bevo in the house. First quarter, J.D. King takes the handoff. He'll power in 7-yard touchdown.
Oklahoma State outstanding on offense, getting on the board first. You would think this is just the beginning for this offense to get rolling.
Instead, they could not really get on track. They're up 7-0 there, but second quarter, Sam Ellinger, 2-yard touchdown.
He's carried the ball 58 times in the last 3 games. I think that's too much. I don't think he can last this season if they don't take off the workload from his rushing game.
In overtime, Texas down 13-10. Ellinger rolling left, throws the end zone, but it's going to be intercepted.
And this is third down, and you're down 3. And Jess, you talk about the runs and the hits he's taken at the end of the
Cowboys win. Here's Coach Mike Gundy.
The text messages I get all the time from all my buddies that I grew up with that don't know anything is you better score more than them, better keep scoring, really. I mean, I know that. And so the defense played their ass off, period, and won the dang game. And that's what you take from it, is that, okay, the offense stumbled over their own feet, couldn't make a play, and the defense did.
I don't know when, you know, we're going to break through that barrier. I thought it was going to be this week. We had an unbelievable week of preparation. The guys were focused and ready to go, but it wasn't. And so we've got an opportunity to send these seniors out with a bowl game.
Sorry to cut you off. Good analysis.
No, that's fine.
No, I got you.
Save it for later.
So Oklahoma State wins. Tough game in Texas, but they do win. So what does this mean now for the Cowboys in the playoff picture?
They've been in the playoff picture. Their one loss is to TCU, which is a top 5 team. Their season is coming up. They have West Virginia. They have Oklahoma, and that is the big one. If they can beat Oklahoma, and that game is at home, Oklahoma State wins out. They'll get another shot at TCU if they're in the top 2, and TCU stays undefeated. Oklahoma State is right in where they need to be, just went out.
And the Pokes defense saved the day, guys. We think this offense is going to score 50 every week. That wasn't the case today. They only scored 13. Defense tackled, were great in coverage, got after the quarterback. In the Big 12, normally your offense carries the D. That was the opposite today. They better bring that defense to the ballpark next 3 games. Yes. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Iowa State.
Oklahoma State held to under 14 points first time since November 2014. It certainly was a rarity to see that. Plenty more coming up right after this.
We are not here to observe, to sit idly by, or watch from the stands. We are here for one reason, to leave a mark. Lexus High Performance with 5-liter V8s and Sport Direct shift transmissions. Experience a shift in the natural order. Experience amazing.
Hey, Barnes, got a sec? What's up, Coach? I found this in your locker. Coach, I'm delicate.
Yo, King, turn up the heat. I wanna taste spice on them juicy white meat nuggets. Give me 10 like a handful. $1.49, that's a price I can handle. Spice, spice, baby. 10 spicy nuggets for $1.49. Spice, spice. Only at Burger King.
If I were a rich man, oh, they long, if I were a wealthy man, you wouldn't have to work hard. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan? If I were a wealthy man.
This halftime report is presented by Lexus. Experience a comprehensive suite of safety features. Standard.
Pac-12 matchup, Oregon and UCLA. Here's Braxton Burmeister for your touchdown.
Yeah, nice job. Remember, Justin Herbert, their starting quarterback, is not in the lineup. He's gone for some time. Nice to see Burmeister making plays.
14-all right now in Oklahoma and Kansas State. This is Alex Delton.
And we've seen Oklahoma get out the big leads in their past few games and then let teams come back. Today, they'll have to make the comeback.
They're down by 14, but it is early in the second quarter play for the number 9 team in the country. As for the game you're currently watching, Miami so far, there's the pick of Eric Dungy as the Hurricanes have a 13-3 lead. Bob Wischusen, Brock Heward, Allison Williams. Second half calls coming up.
Staying at Hampton used to be for college football. Now you drive 300 miles to watch this. Yes! Flag dancing? We've been there. And with free hot breakfast, we'll be there for you. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount. Hampton by Hilton.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Your pizza now comes with a side of pizza, but not just any pizza, a Papa John's pizza. Right now, when you buy any pizza at regular menu price, you get one free. It's buy one pizza, get one free.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Order now at papajohns.com.
Zacchaeus is under it. Big time shot, and he hangs on. And a touchdown. An open man down the sideline. Touchdown, Tigers. Touchdown, Jackson slings it deep. Oh my goodness, what a pass.
Cowan Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. At Cowan Ace Hardware, you'll find everything you need to tackle any project, big or small. Plus, friendly folks with the right advice and the right products. Cowan Ace is your place for Exmark mowers. Exmark is the top choice of lawn care professionals, and Cowan Ace carries the full line of Exmark products, plus complete service, parts, and maintenance. Come see the friendly folks at Cowan Ace Hardware, 2 Conyers locations on Green Street and Honey Creek Road.
Welcome back to college football, presented by PlayStation View. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Number 8 Miami at home against Syracuse. 4 first-half takeaways, 2 interceptions by that man. Eric Dungey threw a pair. Jackson took 2 away. That turnover chain worn a bunch on that U sideline in the first half. Bob Wischusen, Brock Ewart, Allison Williams down on the field. Miami, they are looking like a team, especially defensively, with the way they're taking the ball away, that should be in the conversation maybe for the college football playoff all the way through the season, and yet you still think Syracuse is dangerous in the second half.
Well, if this were last year or 2 years ago, the Syracuse teams that we broadcast, this game's 35-3. I mean, the fact that they can play some defense now, they balance the game out a little bit, and if you're Eric Dungey, you're looking up at the board like, man, I've never played a worse half of my life. Way back when in Lake Oswego, Oregon, I don't think I ever threw 4 touchdowns or interceptions in a half, and I find myself down just 10 points. I'm in halftime if I'm Eric, and I'm telling every one of those defensive guys, hey, go get me a 3 and out. You guys were unbelievable that first half. You've given me a shot here in this second half. Go get a 3 and out. Let me turn this thing around.
This one returnable to start the third quarter for Jeff Thomas, and he can fly if he gets a lane. Met, though, at the 26-yard line. Let's go down to Allison.
Guys, watching Eric Dungey in that first half, he was obviously frustrated. So I asked head coach Dino Babers, what do you tell your quarterback? And Brock, to your point, it was just that. He said, we had the 4 turnovers, we gave them 12 points, and we're only down 10 on the road against a top 10 team. We're going to be fine, but they have to figure some things out offensively. He said his guys just need to settle down, find a way to run the ball, and then see if they can get some plays against the man coverage.
Conversely, though, you can make the point that if it were not for several dropped passes, 4 that we counted in the first half by Miami, this could be a 24-3 game. The only thing that slowed down the U in the first half at times were themselves, and they'll start the second half on the ground. Keeper for Rozier as he gets to the 30-yard line, brought down by Brandon Berry, so a gain of 3.
And just 47 yards on the ground as well. I mean, that is the component. Almost 200 passing there in the first half. Dynamic in that phase, 8 receptions for your tight end, but trying to get a little bit more of that run game. I think that will be the story for the Hurricanes in the second half of the season.
Zone read. Homer breaks a tackle. And he's got a first down. Out to the 39-yard line. And talking about the takeaways in the first half, credit to Miami as well. Not only did they take the ball away, but they never give it away. They have lost the ball 3 times this season. Now 4 with that 1 giveaway in the first half on the bang-bang play. But 4 giveaways the entire season. So Malik Rozier, who has only thrown 3 interceptions against 13 touchdown passes to the air here. And on the slant, it's the true freshman Mike Harley. And he gets up with a limp. He's hopping off the field, can't even put any weight on the left leg.
And that was some of the evolution and the maturation as well for Mark Richt with his quarterback. You don't need to be a hero on every play. Take what the defense gives you, and the less that you put the ball in harm's way. I love what he said to us yesterday. He had to learn the value of that football. And you can see that as a lower ankle injury there to the freshman Hartley on the quick slant route. Protect the football.
One-handed grab. The tight end Christopher Herndon has another first down. And now a big collision well out of bounds. Crowd looking for a flag. But the officials not throwing any flags here, as it looks like they're going to say that Herndon tripped.
A lot of that contact was initiated in the field of play, and if it carries you out of bounds, you're not going to get the penalty. That's now the 9th reception for Herndon. What a half a play. What a weapon. It's one thing to throw bubble screens to slot guys. It's another to a big old tight end like this.
Same play, different side of the field. Brought down after a gain of maybe a yard. Jonathan Thomas came up to make the stop.
.6'4", 252. He'll play at the next level. That league covets guys like that with that kind of skill set. First rounder a season ago. Obviously the attention, the higher upside for Njoku, but Herndon's a good one.
The rush comes through. Rozier hit as he throws. Hoists it down the sideline, and Berrios laid out and could not make the catch. Boy, Rozier got hit hard. Alton Robinson got through and hit Rozier just as he let go of the football.
And he knows it's coming. This is a line stunt, and you feel this. Eyes are down the field, but you feel that entire way breathing down on you, and he puts it in a perfect spot. He puts it in the spot that Berrios has to make that play. We said 4 drops in the first half. I mean, those are bona fide drops, not difficult catches. And that one is full speed, and Berrios does extend, but that's a play the senior can and will make.
3rd down and 9. Can Syracuse get another stop on 3rd down? They rush only 3. Delayed blitz. Rozier pump fake, and he's going to go down at the 45-yard line. Chris Slayton and Jonathan Thomas sandwich him after a gain of a couple, and it will be Zach Fiegels on the punt.
No, and you're right. I mean, 13-3, and I credit a lot of the Syracuse defense, but there's some self-inflicted mistakes there. And it's not Rozier. He has been pinpoint with his passing. It's been the guys on the other side. Richards with a number of drops. And I know Berrios can make that play.
Rozier now 19 of 28, 210 yards and a touchdown. How much better would his numbers look if Miami caught the football? Fair catch at the 8 for Sean Riley. Well, both quarterbacks were going to pay the price today. We knew that. And Eric Dungey, he has been hit from the first couple of snaps.
You're going to play in Dino Babers' system. You're going to take a lot of contact. Try to protect yourself as best you can. But you start to fall behind here as well, and you allow that Miami defensive line that is incredibly active, that will rotate 7 or 8 guys, and you're going to take a beating. And you can see the arm sleeve is off. Couldn't change the jersey, but the arm sleeve comes off, and I think you're going to see a little more commitment to run. 6 yards a carry in that first half for Strickland. I think you're going to see Sean Lewis, offensive coordinator, Dino Babers, try to find a little bit more in the run game unless they start 2 backs.
Slant route, first down catch made by Irvin Phillips. And Allison, looks like Steve Ishmael's back on the field for Syracuse.
He is, and he was running on the sideline since they came out at the half, trying to give it a go. You know this game means so much to him. He is from North Miami Beach. His parents are watching him play in a college game for the first time. So he wanted to get back out there and able to here in the second half.
And Dante Strickland with a 12-yard carry. So Steve Ishmael who began the season with 5 consecutive 100-yard games. #1 in the country in catches through the first 7 weeks of the season. So about as valuable a weapon as Syracuse has, back on the field playing in front of mom and dad in person for the first time. Dungey with a fake. Tried to slip one out to the edge, and that was well read by R.J. McIntosh. It'll be 2nd and 10.
He has a feel for the game, doesn't he? We watched him yesterday an awful lot with the defensive line coach and watched him as a 3 technique, and this time he's dropping out as R.J. He almost had that turnover chain. That might have been a pick 6. This place would have gone nuts. Yeah, he could have put the necklace on. He's a difference maker up front.
Strickland has a step. Inside the 40, down to the Miami 38-yard line. Jaquan Johnson made the stop, but 27 more for Dante Strickland. They stay with the hot hand. This time he's turned back.
And what's pretty remarkable is 47 plays in the first 30 minutes, and that is with 4 giveaways. I mean, that is a pretty remarkable number, and you are starting to get to this point. Now, some of it aided by some penalties by Miami, the face mask in particular. But again, Dino wants to get that 75 and above. When you get to 80, 85, 98, 99 the last 2 weeks, you get up into those numbers, you start to see the shoulder pads heaving on the other side. You're playing into the hands, the advantage of Syracuse.
Here comes the blitz. Dungey flips it out to Irvin Phillips, who on this kind of soft, smutty field seemed to have a hard time getting his traction to catch up with the football. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
That's exactly right. There's a little option route where he comes in like a shallow, breaks out, lost his footing, and that's the 3rd and extra long.
Might be 4 down territory. Down by 10. Let's see what happens on 3rd down. But are you calling a play on 3rd down thinking the 4th down might be a go-for-it situation? There's the slant. Short of the 1st down. Devin Butler made the catch, and now it's 4th down and 2 at the 30-yard line, and it looks like Syracuse will hustle up and go for it. And now Dungey looks over. And it's Mo Neal, the running back, that's up to the offensive line to bark out signals. Neal on the carry. He's got it. 1st down, Syracuse.
And that is the power play. They call it Mama. All right, everything's code words here for Syracuse. One word to get to their run game, and man, do they move people.
Neal on the toss. Gets to the edge. He's got 5 more. Out of bounds at the Miami 23-yard line. Pushed out by Redwine.
You know, the most remarkable number in preparation and study for this was actually what the Syracuse coaches said to us yesterday. 160 plays in team. Team periods on Wednesday. Cranking out that many number of plays to run at the tempo and the pace they want to.
Dungey, rhythm slant, and it's broken up at the line by Redwine. And he almost caught his own carry.
They love that little inside slant. You attract the linebackers, but you got to try to manipulate that alley player. That time the safety Redwine reading the eyes of the quarterback. Better play by the safety. Trying to find a passing lane.
Another 3rd down for the Orange. They're 5 for 13.
Ishmael and Phillips. Ishmael and Phillips. Those are the difference makers in these situations.
Looking for Ishmael down the sideline. Out of bounds. Malik Young. Perfect coverage for the Canes. And now it's 4th down and 5. Would Dino Babers go for it here inside field goal range?
If I like my kicker, I'm getting the 3 and making this a 1-score game. And you can see the double move. No bite. You just can't cover better than that. These guys on the outside are going to be tested today. Young and Jackson, they have held up to the challenge.
If Ishmael had fought to stay inbounds there, you think he would have gotten a flag?
Possibly. But that was very poor. The initial route advantage DB.
40 yards away for Cole Murphy to try and make it a 1-possession game. He's got it. Cole Murphy. He slipped a bit on a tough field to kick on and still was able to get it through. Big fist bump too. He knew it.
Breakfast has come out of its shell. crisp bacon, seasoned potatoes, and cheddar cheese, all wrapped in a fried egg. The new Naked Egg Taco, only at Taco Bell. On November 3rd.
Activation required.
Strongest Avenger.
Denied.
God of Thunder.
Denied.
Let me try. Banner.
Welcome, Strongest Avenger.
What? Thor Ragnarok. Rated PG-13.
Experience the Lexus RX with advanced safety. Standard.
Lease the 2017 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Safety isn't just an inspector who comes once a month or a meeting you go to once a week. At BP, safety is our mindset every day. It's being connected 24/7, so someone's always got your back. It's finding new ways to inspect, so you can prevent problems before they start. And it's knowing anyone on your team will stop the job if something isn't right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Go on, push the button.
Just stop, I can't find the game.
Guys, Dish can help.
What?
Alexa, show me baseball games.
Whoa!
With Dish, you could control the TV with no hands.
Yeah?
Alexa, pause. Whoa.
Alexa, resume.
Alexa, pause.
Alexa, resume.
Thank you, spokes listener.
You're welcome.
Can I put my hands down now?
Sure.
Introducing Dish with Amazon Alexa, letting you control your hopper with just your voice. Dish, tuned into you.
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
At Hooters, you can watch all the games with your buddies.
All your buddies.
Like the ones with ice-cold beer. And wings that'll knock your taste buds into next Tuesday. You know, buddies you won't have to fight for the remote. Buddies who know a thing or two about football. And the fans who live for it.
Where else are you gonna get all this?
Hooters, your official hangout for game day.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
A reminder that Allstate is proud to be a part of the team that comes together to do good by contributing to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds. And that last one went through the net, or through the uprights into the net for Cole Murphy from 40 yards out. A terrific kick after his plant foot went right out from under him, and he slipped and fell, but still managed to knock it through from 40 yards away. And now we've got a one-possession game again with 8:55 to go in the third quarter. Bob Wischusen, Brock Ewert, Allison Williams here at Hard Rock Stadium. Returnable for Jeff Thomas from the goal line. Stays in bounds and squeezes out about 4 or 5 more yards. Well, tonight we've got a big one in the Big Ten. It'll be a whiteout in Happy Valley. Number 19 Michigan taking on Saquon Barkley, and number 2 Penn State, 7:30 Eastern on ABC, also on the ESPN app. The 9th time that both teams have been ranked for this matchup. But how about that? The first time since 2002 that they've both been in the top 25.
How about the job that James Franklin's done? How about the energy brought back to Happy Valley? You see this morning? See Lee Corso body surfing?
And Lee Corso put the Nittany Lion hat on this morning. He put on the lion head. As Rozier drops back. Wide open check down to Deontay Mullins. Easy pitch and catch. That had to be a coverage bust for Syracuse as they pick up 22 yards and a first down.
That's just progression rating. That is just taking care of the football and some tremendous protection against the pressure.
Keeper for Rozier. And he has 7 more yards, maybe 6. Marked down at the 48 of Syracuse. Rodney Williams popped him after he picked up 6 yards, so second down and 4.
And this is where they got to go. I mean, they've crossed the midfield a number of times today. This is where they have got to finish these drives.
Now Now it's Travis Homer. And what a job Travis Homer again has done since taking over from Mark Walton. Walton, of course, the season-ending ankle injury a couple of games ago against Florida State. But Mark Walton took Travis Homer, Trayon Gray, the two young running backs that were backing him up under his wing in the offseason, took him to the weight room through all the conditioning. He had a quote in one of the local newspapers back in August saying, "Who knows when their numbers will be called? They have to be ready." Well, Homer ready when he got his chance. Third down, quarterback draw. Rozier has the first down. Knew right where the sticks were and slid with a gain of 5 on third and 4.
That is how they're going to get better on third down. Now, they've struggled this season on third down, and Mark Richt said it's been a lot more about execution than it has been anything else. Anytime you see a rank offensively on third downs in the 90s, just 34%, that is a struggle. And when you've got a quarterback that can make everything around him easier by scrambling for first downs, you see those percentages go way up.
Here comes the blitz, up the seam, incomplete. Amon Richards was the intended receiver. Frederick in coverage. Jonathan Thomas came on a delayed blitz, and he put down Rozier right after he released the football. Sweep to the left to Travis Homer. Turns the corner. Harris Bennett rode him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A gain of 4, so a huge play here. Miami not in field goal range yet. Third down and 6.
Some of those runs, that is where Walton just houses it. I mean, that's what you're missing with the home run hitter in Mark Walton that is out. Homer is going to get you what's there. He is going to be incredibly physical. But that dynamic in the run game is something that's got to grow here in the second half of the season. Pressure look.
They'll try and run at that pressure with Homer, and he gets stacked up. He lost a yard. So once again, Syracuse's defense bends. Miami crosses the 50, but then the orange does not break. And here comes the punt group.
Yeah, I don't like that call. It's probably about the first one today on a 3rd and 6, and maybe that is one of those situations there for Mark Richt that he's going to want his quarterback to keep it into that pressure look. That is feast or famine. And on 3rd and 6, as good as you've been throwing it.
Maybe in that area of the field, he's thinking, I can pick up 3 or 4 with this run and go for it on 4th down.
Possibly.
The intentional end-over-end kick from Zach Fiegels. And once again, does a terrific job of getting it to die inside the 10, inside the 5, at the 1.5-yard line. DJ Dallas was there to down it for the U. Syracuse backed up, down by 7.
Long live honor, and long live the truck that salutes those who've built this country. Ram, proven to last.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on all 2017 Ram 1500 models.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of advanced thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Taste it in action with the best pizza delivery deal. Get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. Kept oven hot from our place to yours. Because the hotter it comes, the better it tastes. Large 2-topping pizzas for just $7.99. Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment and more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
In case you need anything, just give me a call. Thank you.
P.O. Box 17. Of course I'm a real company.
Nope.
Everything your customers see tells a story. Let the UPS store help you tell the right one. From business cards and banners to expertly packed shipments to mailboxes with a real street address. Come in today for help.
Get ready for Small Business Saturday. Save 30% on all the print materials you need to turn browsers into buyers.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Pizza Hut. The best pizza delivery deal. Order today with a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99 at AT&T.
These pictures are 30 years old. Wow. Who could forget Jimmy Johnson? That's the only way you're ever going to mess up that hair, by the way, getting the Gatorade dumped on him. The 1987 Canes, the national champions, of course, led by Michael Irvin. They were honored before the game, and then at halftime, the talent that came through this program from the 80s through the 90s, the early to mid-2000s, basically the entire first round of the draft, year after year. At least that's the way it felt as Eric Dungey starts from inside his own 2-yard line with an incompletion, Allison.
Well, Shaq Quarterman knows all about the history of the U, and he is determined to get this program back to its glory days. In fact, he watches every week on Tuesdays and Wednesday, part of his film prep, the ESPNU documentary, The U, parts 1 and 2. He says it gives him that extra motivation and why each week.
Well, the extra motivation right there in front of the U defense now. 3rd down and 10 as Dungey back-to-back incompletions in the end zone. Yeah. He's 1 for his last 7.
This McIntosh is a monster. I told you yesterday watching tape of him, when you're just that size with the pad level he has, such a weapon on line stunts, he comes around. What a nightmare for a QB to look at.
This will never be the Orange Bowl. This will never have the feel of what those Canes games used to have the feel of. But Dungey on a quarterback keeper with the crowd right in his ear gets loose, and he's got a first down. Out to the 20-yard line, picking up 18. What a huge play for the Orange.
What a tremendous block by Dante Strickland there in a one-on-one situation on those linebackers that Allison was referencing. That time, running back giving the quarterback an opportunity to get out of the end zone.
Dungey, little shoulder fake, incomplete for Phillips.
I know what you're saying. It's a whole lot louder here than it's been the last 5 years.
No doubt. I mean, if you're looking for some type of reasonable facsimile of the home field advantage that the Canes used to have in the old Orange Bowl, this crowd is doing its best, but it's tough. This is a long way away from. So the logistics not on their side for home games. Dungey, quick slant. Ishmael. And let's see if they give him the first down. They will not. About a yard shy. So it brings up another 3rd down. And Dungey gets up with a limp.
You're going to see here at the end of the play another pressure look here from Miami.
That's a first down run. They play power football right up the middle, and Dante Strickland has another first down, another 3rd down conversion. How mobile is Dungey right now?
Yeah, that's going to be a good question. This almost looks like he's grabbing that hamstring right above his knee. Worth watching.
Play action. Up the seam. Pulling it down as Ishmael lost the football. Is that going to be ruled an incompletion or a catch and a fumble? And the official on the far side says incomplete pass.
Ooh, and this is close.
Very close.
Very close.
Will replay buzz down and want to take another look as to whether or not Ishmael caught the ball and made a football move before it came out. Clear recovery by the Canes. The Cuse, they get the snap off. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10. That pass intended for Irvin Phillips.
It's just a little much, and you can see Dungey jumping around. He knows he had him. You know, there's a great conversation I was watching during the timeout. Dino Babers and that little receiver Phillips. I think with the field conditions, trying to be too cute on these options, I think they said to heck with it. Let me just run right by them, and they did right there. And that's when Dino knows his QB2, he can hit.
3rd down and 10. And they go right up the middle with a run play, trying to catch the Canes defense by surprise, and it did not work. Shaq Quarterman, Darian Owens right there to make the stop on Mo Neal. And that was an easy third down stop for the Miami defense.
That's two pretty conservative third down calls by both head coaches. And I think Dino there is expecting some pressure, and they've hit it against some of those line stunts, some inside runs. Not that time. Linebackers stayed home. Good job there for both Pinckney and Quarterman.
Sterling Hofrichter on the punt. End over end. Berrios on the dead run. All the way out to the 46-yard line. That rugby-style kick doesn't work too well if you can't get the ball on the ground to the sideline.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's and the beef they've always had with the other guys who make you settle for thawed out. But Wendy's goes all out. They've been serving up fresh, never frozen beef on every hot and juicy hamburger for nearly 50 years. Which is why true hamburger fans don't see much of a rivalry between fresh and frozen. And why Wendy's holds the title, official hamburger of the NCAA.
Dogman Plus Care believes real winners care.
They may be rough, they may be tough. A heart of gold here from the champion.
There are no words to describe what we have just seen.
It takes skill to win, but it takes care to be a winner. Dogman Plus Care.
In my experience, there are only two things guaranteed to grow. The cash value of your New York Life policy, a policy that keeps your family protected, and my famous Crane souffle, which literally never stops growing. Be good at life. New York Life.
Dynamic performance, so you can own the road. Aggressive styling, so you can break away from everyone else. The bold Lexus IS. Experience amazing.
New TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. Get it here or get it to go.
The stress of everyday life can lead to chronic headaches, neck, and back pain. The Joint Chiropractic can help. Licensed chiropractors conveniently open 7 days a week with no appointments or insurance hassles. To find relief today, visit thejoint.com.
Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And Brock, last week against unranked teams, 3 teams in the top 10 lost. Right now, OU is in danger. It is not easy to go to the Little Apple, and Oklahoma knows it. Right now they trail 21-10.
Oklahoma State surviving in overtime as well, and just 13 points for the Cowboys today.
Miami ranked 8th. Moving up into the top 10 for the first time this season this week. And they have the second longest win streak active right now in college football. Rozier back to throw, and he's going to loft one to the sideline. So it is going to be 2nd down and 10. Only South Florida with an 11-game win streak, a longer current win streak than the Canes, as their 10-game win streak stretches back to last season. Homer, 5 yards shy of the first down. They cross the 50 again, but it's 3rd down.
Yeah, for the 7th time now, but it's been the run defense of Syracuse in a bunch of these moments. Rose up to the occasion there on the goal line, back-to-back snaps. It's just a little bit of what Mark Richt is talking about. Imposing your will, the ability to just line up with a top 10 team or a national title contender team. You have got to be willing, when you want to run it, to run it, especially against numbers, and they have not been able to do that against the Qs today.
Here comes the blitz. Goes here. Wide open up the seam. He's got the freshman, Jeff Thomas, into the end zone. That's a Canes touchdown.
The #1 recruit in this class can flat out fly, and you were just wondering when was going to be the opportunity, and it was right there. It was right at the beginning. Look at the first step. Look at the release. Look at the acceleration as he runs right by Syracuse. This kid is unique. We saw it on tape yesterday. You watched it in warm-ups. There is just something different between 4-4 guys and 4-6 guys. And there's that initial acceleration there. No chance for Devin M. Butler, the nickelback, as he's beaten clean off the line.
They're going to review the touchdown just to make sure his knee was not down before he got the ball across. But this should be a one replay look. He is clearly across the goal line before his knee comes down. The ball comes out, of course, but that's after he's already broken the plane and hit the ground. So this, to me, Brock, looks like a pretty clear-cut touchdown.
And you know what? Good on you, Rozier. Instead of trying to be perfect, and we saw this last week, and O'Korn, I know you're probably at the stadium getting ready for Penn State tonight, but he missed a few for Michigan last week. And when you've got a guy open and you've got somebody 5 yards behind the defense, it's not time to throw a perfect ball and try to lead him. It is put it on him. Especially with his jets, he's going to still be able to slow down, accelerate, and find himself in the end zone.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It's touchdown.
When Jeff Thomas went up against the other best players in high school in America in the Under Armour All-American game, all he did was catch 2 touchdowns and 148 total yards. He was the MVP of that game. And when we were watching Miami's offense on tape, you immediately said, whoa, watch number 4. He just has a different gear than almost anyone on the field.
It's like that guy you golf with. Right, there's those that hit 250, 260-yard drives, and then those that can blast at 300. That kid can blast.
We haven't played together. How'd you know that about
him? We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
Kids walk in these doors with humongous weights on their shoulders from whatever's going on in their lives. They know that when they come here that no one is going to judge them and that we're going to try to help them as much as we can. The work that we do here, we cannot do alone. We are all stronger with the support of a larger community. It takes leadership, it takes the whole community, it takes a family.
American Family Insurance.
Sunday NFL Countdown comes to you at 10 a.m. Rex Ryan, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, Randy Moss, Mort Shefty, Samantha Ponder. Tomorrow morning, I'll have all the late-breaking news. Patriots and Falcons get set for a Super Bowl rematch. Tom Brady and Matt Ryan sitting down for an inside look at the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. Must have been pleasant for Matt. Plus, Randy Moss ranks the best catches from this weekend's college football action, and You Got Mossed. Countdown streaming live on the ESPN app tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern. On this very field tomorrow, Dolphins will host the Jets. Knuckleball kick, and this could scoot out of bounds, and it will. So good field position for Syracuse, but down by 2 scores again.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Let's go back to Adnan.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. PlayStation View, Multi-View. I want to let you know the game on ESPNU, close game right now, SMU and Cincinnati. It's a 1-point game with just about 4.5 left there in the third. And also Indiana, Michigan State. Low-scoring game on ABC when the Hoosiers and Spartans hook up. Bob, back to you and Brock.
And we have a lower scoring game than we expected. 20-6, Miami on top of Syracuse. Orange starting at their own 35. And they'll start on the ground with Mo Neal, and he picks up 8 yards on first down.
Dino Babers knelt in front of his wide receivers group, pointed to each one and said, I need you to make a play. He said, we'll keep running inside if we have to, but we want to find you guys on the outside. They got to start winning their one-on-ones.
Well, they're going to have a chance on third down now as Mo Neal gets stood up and driven back. So third down and short with Trent Harris and Pat Bethel combining on the tackle.
Yeah, Irvin Phillips, 5 receptions on 12 targets. Steve Ishmael, 3 receptions on 9 targets. And that is with a little bit of a rebuilt and remade secondary for the Hurricanes. One of those guys in the secondary, the true freshman Bandy, finds himself down. Yeah, I think if you told D coordinator Manny Diaz yesterday that 3-9 and 5-12, you like those numbers? You take those numbers for your secondary, and he would sign up for that every day of the week.
Trajan Bandy, the true freshman, he plays, but forced into a much larger role today without D. Delaney. So this is the second corner that Miami might be without. Maybe it's a cramping issue. It seems like that might be the story as he is walking off the field. And there's the defensive coordinator, Manny Diaz, who made a homecoming, of course, when he got the job last season. His grandparents fled Cuba to Miami. His dad worked his way through law school. His mom raised the family right here in South Florida. His parents split when he was a child. So when he got the job last year, he actually moved in with his dad for the first time. He had never lived with his father. Called him up, said, Dad, I need a couch to crash on. I just got hired by UM. And he spent 5 months living with his father. Third down and 2. Jet sweep. No, it's a keeper. What a job by Eric Dungy. What a fake. And he's all the way down to the 30-yard line. Bad knee and all.
Yeah, that hamstring or that knee or whatever he was holding behind his leg on that previous possession. You're right, that's called riding the fake, riding that jet sweep. All eyes went to the sweep. He took it.
Pump fake. And now has to throw it away.
That is that eye discipline you'll hear Manny Diaz and every defensive coordinator talk about. You've got to have it. There you saw a little bit of losing focus at the second level of that Miami defense for a rare occasion today. Here is the situation. This is what the head coach was talking to his receivers about, as Allison reported. These are the moments where you have got to win on your slant. You have got to win on your fade. You are going to get some one-on-one coverage. You have got to go out and beat it.
There goes Dungy again. Jumps into a tackler. And he's inside the 15-yard line.
Goodness gracious.
Over the top of Sheldrick Redwine.
You know, back in the day, that used to be illegal. Randy Moss. I was watching his E60 yesterday, and he did that. It was a highlight play the first time that he did it at Marshall, and everybody just takes your breath away. And he said it actually should have been penalized back then 20-some years ago. It was in the rule book as a penalty to hurdle. Not anymore.
Out on the edge, Mo Neal walks into the end zone. Syracuse responds. That's an Orange touchdown. And we've got a one-possession game again. What a response by Syracuse.
And take a look at the poise and the discipline here of Eric Dungy to continue to ride that play fake out. Watch these two defenders here for Miami as the play unfolds, and he's riding that fake, and he's riding that fake, and they freeze. And the minute they hesitate and they freeze, they're dead. You won't see that in any stat sheet or anything. There's a couple occasions there where Dungy may be struggling throwing the ball. More interceptions than he's ever been used to in his career. They got the poise and the patience and the discipline there to continue to do the little things right to help his offense.
The guts of Eric Dungy on that drive, banged up as we saw, holding the back of that knee as we saw, to get the job done on that drive on the ground. And he is the ball carrier on several big plays. This was one of the biggest.
Who did I used to see do that in WWF?
Well,
I mean,
not you.
Huh? No.
On a football field?
My goodness.
No one with the last name Ewert. He is an athlete. You know, it's funny, Sean Lewis, one of the offensive coordinators for the Qs, told us he is still learning the difference between a necessary and an unnecessary hit.
Oh, so what's that?
I think that was delivering a necessary hit.
A necessary.
That was not the kind of contact that Sean Lewis talked about.
Knee kick to the chin. But I think you see why the guys love him. And I think you see why his head coach is awfully excited to get him. Whereas Dino was telling us next year will be the first time he'll ever have any time in his system. With every stop he's been, a guy in his system for 3 years.
And he had Jimmy Garoppolo to start off his head coaching career. From a yard deep, Jeff Thomas brings it out. Flag down. And he is knocked out of bounds at about the 22. First penalty marker this half.
During the return, personal foul, illegal block below the waist, return team number 80. The penalty is half the distance to the goal, be first down.
You're going to see this. This is really dangerous with a guy clicking right here over my face as the guy is running full speed down the field. This is very dangerous. One guy goes high, one guy goes low. Actually, because he slipped, I think that is unfortunately there. I don't think that was a malicious intent there. But once again, the field coming into play here. Guys slipping and sliding, probably to be expected over the course of the game. They resodded this field, and it is really thin.
Well, it's Miami. It's going to rain, and it's a natural grass field. And it took a lot of rain over the past 24 hours, just off and on thunderstorms. And last week, this field was a complete mess as they played in a driving rainstorm against Georgia Tech for a good portion of that Canes win. Miami backed up now, but they start off the drive with a quick hitch to Amon Richards. Out to the 17-yard line. That's a gain of 6.
Just about every game these two teams have played have been just like this. One possession, darn close to it, into the fourth quarter kind of games, and who's got the wherewithal to win it.
Third down once again coming for Miami. It'll be 3rd down and 2 as Homer gets driven back. Well, remember, the last time that Syracuse actually beat Miami, back in 1998, it was anything but this type of game. Donovan McNabb had 2 touchdown passes, ran for 3 more, and the Orange won 66-13. They have come close since against Miami, but have not won since then.
I think they're going to take this. Richt is down on the sidelines. That last play, a little bit indicative here of why this is close. 2nd down and 5. Second, you're just not getting much in your run game. And credit to Zaire Franklin, the rest of that front 7 for Syracuse defensively that have kept this a 1-score game.
7-point lead for Miami, and they'll have a big 3rd down and short when we start the 4th quarter.
It's Jigsaw.
The truth will set you free. This is not going to end well.
Jigsaw, rated R, Friday. Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, proven to last.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on all 2017 Ram 1500 models.
I was playing golf a couple of days ago.
I love golf.
I used to love golf.
Wait, what happened?
I was having a good round, and then my friend, Sheila, right as I was stepping into the tee box, mentioned a tip a pro gave her.
No.
Yep.
Did it help?
It completely ruined my game.
Yeah, well, the truth is, that advice was never meant for you.
I like you.
Do you want to show me your swing?
It's too soon.
Get advice that's right for you.
investment management services from TD Ameritrade.
Why do I feel so dry?
You made that?
Honey, can we do this tomorrow?
Can we do this tomorrow?
If you have heart failure symptoms, your risk of hospitalization could increase, making tomorrow uncertain. But Entresto is a medicine that was proven in the largest heart failure study ever to help more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
When can you do this again, Grandpa?
Well, how about tomorrow?
Ask your doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
You need a little time. It's all it takes to make us smile. It's better when we get together. Me, myself, and I, we can get along just fine. It's better when we get together.
Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Fascinating game as we head to the fourth quarter and the final 15 minutes. No team in college football has owned the last 15 minutes so far this season more than the U.
And the heat, humidity, this should be your game. So what you practice in, this was the advantage for decades with all that talent that came through this program. And Mark Richt's doing it. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what he has done here in his 18 games, a scoring differential of 345 to 148 in the second half. And they're undefeated in their 8th America because of what they've done in these final 15 minutes.
Well, they came from 24-16 down last week in the fourth quarter to win. Third down play to start the fourth quarter this week. Fumbled snap. Rozier maintains his composure, takes a shot down the field. Through the hands of Richards, but a flag comes out. Christopher Frederick. Can't believe it. How about the composure for the redshirt junior, Malik Rozier?
I don't like this call. At least on first glance, and there's going to be a conversation here.
Let's see if they pick the flag up. This is a huge moment in this game.
There's no foul for pass interference. It'll be 4th down.
And good on you. That's what officiating should be. Did you get a good look at this? Did I get a good look at this? There's some contact there. I think he's stumbling. He's falling to the ground. He's trying to come back to an underthrown football. That is not. That's not pass interference. That's the right call. Even if it's not right initially. Get it right, especially in these moments in a game of this magnitude.
I think the crowd agreed. The sense I got in the building after they picked the flag up was good on the officials.
Right.
Right there with you, Brock Ewart. So now Zach Fiegels to kick from inside his own 10-yard line. A chance for Syracuse to get field position back. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line for Sean Riley. Great field position for Syracuse after we check in again with Adnan.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Just want to update you on what's happening with UCLA and Oregon. This is Bolu a la run from me. How about this with the end? That is a serious hurdle. He falls down, but it's worth it for the touchdown. Check it out once again. Brock Ewart-esque there on the vertical. Or maybe it's with Schusen-esque. I don't know, but the Bruins are up 10 right now, and the Ducks we're almost through 3. Bob?
Adnan, it was Brock Ewart-esque on the hurdle. It was Schusen-esque on the fall. And the crash into the end zone. I didn't think we were going to see a hurdle better than Eric Dungey's today. We just saw one. Here is Dungey back to work. Quarterback keeper and a gain of 3. And how much momentum does Syracuse now have on their side in spite of the fact that they're down by 7? Exactly, Brock, what they needed to have happen. End of the third quarter, get a score. Start of the fourth quarter, get a third down stop.
And the quarterback that continues to take a beating, and that time on the throwing hand. He's granted his legs. The arm sleeve is off. He's bruised. He's battered. He will continue to grind and stick it out.
Boy, if that throwing hand is compromised, will they start to get Zach Mahoney up on the sideline and warm him up? There goes Dungy. Quickly to throw. Wide receiver screen. Irvin Phillips. Now check that. Devin Butler. He's got a first down.
And you've hit the target. You're now at 75 snaps here. You know, you were not on pace in that first half. Remarkable that you're even here with 4 giveaways in the first 30 minutes of this game. This is where Dino Babers feels advantage Syracuse.
Toss to Strickland. Runs a man over. Boy, the sideline loves that. Look at the Syracuse sideline react to Dante Strickland. Only about a 2-yard gain, but he ran a man over on his way out of bounds.
Dino will cite championship game last year with the greatest defense college football knew in Alabama. And look what plays 75 to 99 against Clemson look like.
Play action for Dungy. Under pressure. Extending the play. Needs help from someone. And instead he'll do it himself. Down the sideline, close to a first down. He stepped out right at the line to gain. And without measurement, the officials say that's a first down run.
He is in phenomenal shape, too. And, you know, the biggest area is look at these Syracuse offensive linemen. Those are the guys, to me, that were typically the most gassed when he did 2-minute drills, and they don't get gassed.
Flag down as Syracuse went up to quarterback sneak on 3rd down and short after one of the officials on the near side clearly signaled that last play was a
false start. Offense. Not all 11 players got set. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, I'm surprised when you have an official that says move the chains, and then the ball gets spotted and they say 3rd down at about a foot, that you wouldn't get a measurement. And that false start, obviously, because Syracuse is trying to go fast, so Dino Babers would know exactly how far his offense had to go. Maybe they did pick up a first down. Instead, it's 3rd down and a long 5. 5-man rush over the middle. Ishmael's got it. First down, Syracuse. Quarterback keeper again. Dungy bypassed the wide receiver screen and may have gotten to the line of scrimmage. Michael Pinckney made the stop.
I mean, how sore is he going to be tomorrow and on this flight home from South Florida to upstate New York? And that's a perfect situation. That's a little bubble screen. There's nowhere else to go with the ball. I mean, he could, I guess, throw it away, but he's trying to even get that yard or 2 and everything he's got.
Phillips, jet sweep, breaks a tackle. Out of bounds, close to the 10-yard line. All the momentum right now for Syracuse as that target of plays where you think the game is going to turn. Well, they look like the faster team right now, like the exact effect they were hoping that play count would have. It's having. Low snap. Dungy, broken play, and he's going to lose yardage. Back inside the 15-yard line. Demetrius Jackson made the stop.
That's what Syracuse told us. Snap 80 is the breaking point for teams. They feel like it is from this point on that their conditioning really comes into their advantage.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. 2nd down and goal now, but back near the 15. Another low snap. Dungy, he's going to go down again. And now the Canes rise up. Trent Harris gets the sack.
And now look at the wave of all new bodies in Miami Hurricanes. You can see some of his frustration. That's back-to-back snaps that have been grounded back to him. Maybe a little conversation with Aaron Service, the center there, to say, hey, man, you got to get me this snap in this predicament.
And Dungy with 18 on the play clock wandering around. I'm not sure why he's killing this much time, down by 7. Having a conversation with the officials. And I would assume that Syracuse is going to spend a timeout.
He's got to go to the corner, Bob.
But I'm not sure how that benefits Syracuse as the team that's behind, taking all the time off the clock. But that's what they did. 3rd down and goal, but back at the 24-yard line when we come back.
Sometimes you feel the need to take a smellfie. Hanes wants to end the smellfie. Those quick self-sniffs to check the old smell levels. But this thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes, with Fresh IQ advanced odor protection technology. Bonus packs while supplies last.
Introducing Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness.
Hey, this one looks empty. It's a sensor. It's fucking.
May I help you?
Oh, yeah. We just noticed your lawn here needed a little,
What my lawn needs?
Is for you nitwits to get off of it, okay? Bye-bye.
Does your floodlight prevent crime? Ours does. Introducing Floodlight Cam by Ring. Security in a whole new light.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Warning. Whiteout conditions expected in Happy Valley tonight.
We're in October, and this is where things start to get real.
Do you believe that you can win this fight tonight?
Spurs Heat at 8. Wizards Lakers at 10:30. Wednesday on ESPN.
Dungy's uniform once was clean. It was a long time ago, but it was clean. 3rd down and goal after the Syracuse timeout, a timeout that they may need later on. Are they going to throw the ball in the end zone from the 24-yard line, or will they protect the field goal and try and draw that much closer?
Well, you got a single safety, and you've got Ishmael and Phillips to the bottom of the screen, set up for the little vertical concept.
Backwards pass. Irvin Phillips throws it back to Dungy. He's got it, and he's going to go down. And they'll lose some yards on the trick play on 3rd down and goal from the 24-yard line. Joe Jackson stayed home and brought down Eric Dungy.
Yeah, I'm going to scratch that one out of my playbook, too. That is a long throw. That's almost it's 53 yards across the field. So you're talking about a 40-yard throw for your wide receiver. Back across the field takes way too long against that group defensively.
And now 45-yard field goal. Cole Murphy keeps his footing this time and knocks it right down the middle. It's a 4-point lead for Miami. Under 10 minutes to go. That's a long day for a quarterback.
That's former All-Pro linebacker Clay Matthews Jr., also his dad. We Matthews know a thing or two about football. With PlayStation Vue, they can watch live football on up to 5 devices at the same time. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Nice!
Nice.
Great.
Stay connected with football all season long, no matter where you are.
Watch live football with PlayStation Vue. Start your free trial today.
PlayStation.
Dogman Plus Care believes real winners care.
They may be rough, they may be tough. A heart of gold here from the champion.
There are no words to describe what we have just seen.
It takes skill to win, but it takes care to be a winner. Dogman Plus Care.
Now you can have everything. And your family can too. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander with standard third-row seating, one of America's safest crossovers, well equipped for under $24,000. Come in now and get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for 72 months on the 2017 Outlander.
Can I help you?
Do you have a replacement for this oxygen sensor?
Oh, yeah. Watch this. Hey, Rick, what do you think?
Zirconium dioxide, 5-wire. Yeah, we got that. That's part number 24302.
What aisle?
Third.
Shelf?
Second. From the bottom.
That's like a superpower. Like a strange and specific superpower.
I heard that.
Let me get that for you.
Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
Quality parts.
Helpful people.
That's Napa know-how.
New TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. Get it here or get it to go.
ESPN College Football is presented by PlayStation Vue. Watch the biggest moments in sports. Try it free today. And in part by Napa Auto Parts. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
It was really nice of Brock Ewart, while the rest of us were watching tape and having coaches meetings yesterday, to take a camera down to South Beach and get some pictures that we could roll in on our broadcast. Thank you for that.
Yeah, right. This is memory, stroll down memory lane for you. You and Shami living down here as roommates way back when.
We did spend some quality time together down here. That's Brock Ewart. I'm Bob Wischusen. Allison Williams, the only innocent member of our crew. Down on the field, Jeff Thomas from inside the 1. Breaks a tackle. He's got a different gear if he can turn the corner. Really good field position for Miami. A long return, but he gets out to the 34-yard line. Adnan.
Bob, no one is ever really innocent on your crew. We all know that. Meantime, Oklahoma and Kansas State with the Wildcats up 21-10. Baker Mayfield says, all right, I'll take care of business myself. Scampers in for the touchdown. Now a 4-point deficit for the Sooners. Also, Indiana, Michigan State, been a low-scoring game, but Lewerke here to Felton Davis III. Spartans up by 1, under 6 to go. It's on ABC. Bob?
Boy, close games everywhere. Midway to late October. And only 10 days away from the first college football playoff rankings being released. And Miami hold on and win another close game. They're trying against Syracuse, and they'll start this drive on the ground. And a gain of a couple. Travis Homer brought down at the 36.
And you can hear the hometown faithful here. There's a little bit of a groan in that run game, just running into humanity. There just had not been many creases between the tackles today, and that's a real credit to Bennett and Franklin and a gritty front 7. An offensive line that's a work in progress. And to me, where is the tight end? Where has Christopher Herndon gone? Was such a weapon for you in that first half with 8 receptions up and down the field. Got to find him.
Rozier makes a man miss in the backfield. Throws, and he's got a hookup. Richards, first down and a big play inside the Syracuse 40-yard line. Great throw on the run by Malik Rozier.
Sure is, and when the moment has gotten big, that's been the single most impressive thing with Malik. And they've been fourth quarter heroics, final drives, Florida State, Georgia Tech. And these moments of truth here, with the game on the line, he has been dynamite.
Quick screen out to Berrios, but out in front of him. So that's a giveaway of a down, 2nd down and 10.
Bob, keep an eye on Amon Richards. He got his ankle taped up a little bit ago, and you can see him. He's kind of hobbling right now. Looks like he's in some pain. He's trying to play through it, but he definitely does not look 100%.
He's got the hamstring he's dealing with as well, so that's a couple of bad wheels for Amon Richards. He missed last week's game against Georgia Tech, the first 2 games of the year with a hamstring injury. They're a different looking offense when he's on the field. He's playing through it now. Three-man rush on 2nd down. Screen, but Syracuse was waiting for it. Right into 8 men dropping back in coverage. The screen to Richards. Christopher Frederick brought him down. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Richards coming off the field like many guys today. Bumps, bruises, a lot of sore bodies, lots of snaps, but an awfully big third down.
Well, replaced by Darrell Langham, who barely has played today, but he had the 2 biggest catches of the last 2 wins for Miami. Rozier under some pressure, flushed out. He's going to try and run for it, and gets tripped up. Chris Slayton saved what would have been a scramble for a first down, and now what does Miami do? 4th down and about 3, and maybe not on this field in field goal range yet.
But Badgley is a pretty good one and perfect in his career from 40 to 49 yards.
And this one would be just under 50. It looks like they're going to go for it. Or maybe they'll milk the clock as far as they can and then call a timeout. And with 16 on the play clock, Mark Richt is going to call timeout now. Surprised he didn't take the maximum amount of time off the clock before calling a timeout. What happens when we come back? Miami on 4th down. The reason they're on 4th down, this tackle by Chris Slayton.
All out effort.
Now you can have everything. And your family can too. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander with standard 3rd-row seating, one of America's safest crossovers. Well equipped for under $24,000. Come in now and get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for 72 months on the 2017 Outlander.
Work for it! Work for it! Come on now! You ready to quit? Tired? Good. You think this is hard? This is the warm-up. Playtime's up. Let's do it again.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Emma. She has a dog and a pig. Together they are agents of chaos to floors in every room. But Emma's home has life-proof vinyl plank flooring and pet-proof carpet from the Home Depot. Scratch-resistant and stain-resistant for the expected and the unexpected. 100% life-proof, 0% worry. Get life-proof vinyl plank flooring starting at $279 a square foot. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Call of Duty is going back to World War II. We gotta get the guys back together. You busy?
No.
Then let's go.
What? All right. Who's next? Garcia. You'll never get Garcia. He's got himself a wife and kids now.
What took you guys so long?
Okay, I guess we got Garcia.
Rated M for mature. Pre-order the bundle now.
PlayStation.
Warning. Whiteout conditions expected in Happy Valley tonight.
We're in October, and this is where things start to get real.
Do you believe that you can win this fight tonight?
This may end up being the play of the game. Bob Wischusen, Brock Ewert, Allison Williams, midway through the 4th quarter, 4th down and 3. Michael Badgley has never missed from between 40 and 49 yards. This would be just under 50 yards. But this field has taken a lot of rain. It's been tough footing for kickers, and so Mark Richt bypassing. What do you think, Brock? Going for it?
And going empty here. No run pass option. They just be trying to draw him offside. Nope.
They'll snap it. Here comes a blitz. Rozier over the middle. Is the catch made? The officials say no. Darrell Langham couldn't haul it in before it hit the ground. And Syracuse gets the turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's on the ground. And I will tell you, first of all, Badgley's perfect, but they made a decision, maybe because of the field conditions, they're not going to push it to above 45 yards on a field goal. Okay? then I've got to get to a run pass option. I've got to do something, and I'm not going to keep Rozier just in the pocket right there and try to be perfect in the pocket. I want to allow him to move and utilize his legs a little bit. No Richards puts the hero of the last 2 weeks on the field, but the low throw, the incompletion, now gives Syracuse the ball, an opportunity to drive down and take the lead.
Both teams have used a timeout already in the fourth quarter. We'll see how that comes into play. Low snap for Dungy. And diving forward, maybe losing his footing, unable to get started, was Mo Neal. He lost a yard.
You can see those plays now, 98-99 the last couple weeks, and the big upset over Clemson a week ago. This is the territory. This is where Dino Babers, this is why they do everything within their program to be a volume up-tempo system.
Dungy wanted to take a shot downfield. It wasn't there, and now he'll run. He'll break a tackle. He gets a block. Dungy in the open field. Leaps over another defender and gets knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line of Miami. He took on Michael Jackson, and Jackson was able to get him down.
Man, that's just his go-to move in the video game world is the flying knee kick. I mean, typically you do that when you're reacting to a low tackle and anticipating that. But how about the enormous play for Dungy? He's not doing with his arms this afternoon, it's his legs.
A pass. At least that seemed to be where Butler wanted to go, and now he's breaking tackles. To the 30-yard line. It was another trick play dialed up, or seemingly so, by Dino Babers, and it picks up 7 on first down.
Look at the hands on the hips of those defensive linemen for Miami.
Up tempo. Met in the backfield is Mo Neal. Nowhere to go. Michael Pinckney untouched.
Yeah, but Jamar McGloster, you've got to block him. That is an inside pressure there from Pinckney. You have got to come down in your gap there, right tackle. Those big D linemen may be a little tired, but the linebackers aren't. 3rd down and 8. 4-down territory here for Syracuse? Yes, as long as this one moves forward, Bob.
Dungy, one-on-one down the sideline, incomplete. And now the decision for Dino Babers. He's got 2 timeouts, 5.5 minutes to go. It's probably, again, on this field, too far to try a field goal. What would you do?
Yeah, I think, oof.
4th down and 8.
Yeah, I don't think you can call a timeout. So you have got to make this decision here. And it looks like he's going to trust his kicker to kick from 50+ on this field.
53 yards to try and make it a 1-point game with 5.5 minutes to go. Cole Murphy has made 3 in his career from 50+, but his career long 51. So on this field, a career long, can he do it? It's online with room to spare. Wow.
We got ourselves a good one. Wow is right. That's what we're left to say over and over. Not the prettiest game, but one heck of a contest in South Florida. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the
thunder. Now you can have everything. And your family can too. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander with standard 3rd-row seating, one of America's safest crossovers, well equipped for under $24,000. Come in now and get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for 72 months on the 2017 Outlander.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. And I don't share it with Mom, right, Mom? Right.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Go on, push the button.
Just stop, I can't find the game.
Guys, Dish can help.
What?
Alexa, show me baseball games.
Whoa!
With Dish, you can control the TV with no hands.
Wow. Yeah?
Alexa, pause.
Oh. Alexa, resume.
Alexa, pause.
Alexa, resume.
Thank you, spokes listener.
You're welcome.
Can they put my hands down now?
Sure.
Introducing Dish with Amazon Alexa, letting you control your hopper with just your voice. Dish, tuned into you.
We took marinated all-white meat chicken and married it with our cheesy quesadilla to create the perfect union. Introducing Taco Bell's new crispy chicken quesadilla. Get it with all your favorites like a crunchy taco, Doritos Locos taco, and an ice-cold medium drink for just $5. Together at last, but only for a limited time. The new $5 crispy chicken quesadilla box, only at Taco Bell.
Guys, Kay Jewelers would like to remind you, it's engagement season. Save 25% off all engagement and wedding rings. October 6th through 22nd at Kay, the #1 jewelry store for yes.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like banging their head on a low ceiling, drinking spoiled milk, camping in poison ivy, getting a paper cut, and having their arm trapped in a vending machine. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Tonight at 1:45 a.m. after Colorado-Washington State. Stick around for SportsCenter at night. Kirk Herbstreit will have his top 4 teams. We'll break down the college football playoff race after Week 8. Look at Ben Simmons' first week in the NBA. It's SportsCenter with Linda Cohn, Stan Barrett, also streaming live on the ESPN app. Late night after Pac-12 After Dark. A 1-point game now in Miami. Jeff Thomas delayed for a moment, now brings it out. And that costs the Canes. He goes down at the 15-yard line. Special teams plays a big role in these games. How about Cole Murphy bouncing back from the slipped plant foot? 2 more field goals, Brock, after this.
He made that first one, and there was no doubt. Look at the reaction right after he hits it. He's not wasting any time. He knows, and this is a career best 53. There is no doubt about it. That's good from 55 plus easily. Miami turns down the field goal, but their guy that had been perfect in his career, less than 50, Dino Babers says, no, my senior is going to go for it. He's made this a 1-point game.
5:18 to go, both teams with 2 timeouts. And Malik Rozier now starts from his own 15-yard line. Rozier to the sideline, incomplete, over the head of Deontay Mullins. It's a big game for both of these programs. Obviously for Miami, trying to get off to a perfect start in the ACC for the first time in school history and stay in the top 10. Syracuse off the win against Clemson last week. They've never had back-to-back top 10 wins. Slant, the freshman Jeff Thomas makes another big catch.
A really nice job by Rozier here to manipulate the passing lane. That was a defensive end that was dropping right into it, and you have got to find either before or after that end to throw that tight slant.
Is this now the time where Miami should slow things down offensively?
Yeah, and I think you will see them do some of that.
Milk the play clock. Syracuse with 2 timeouts left, so 3 more first downs could end the game. Rozier, incomplete. Looking for Thomas.
You left 11 seconds on that last snap. Now you're not a huddle team. You know, that's part of the situation. Doesn't mean you still can't do it. You just gotta have enough poise. And one thing you gotta be careful of is letting those linemen just sit. Always hated that when they were just sitting because they're waiting to block, man. They are ready to go. I always felt like there were times when you were in a huddle, you could break at 15, get to the line, and still establish that tempo. A little different with those linemen now sitting up there without a huddle.
They're going to throw it again on 2nd and 10. Rozier over the middle, hauled in by Darrell Langham. He has been the clutch receiver. That's only his 10th catch this season, but it seems like all of his catches come in the most critical moments.
They should probably just keep him in the locker room for the first 3 quarters. The air conditioners, come on out. Because in the final 10 is when you show up.
And now Miami snaps it with 25 on the play clock.
Yeah.
You pick up a first down, The clock starts to roll. They run Travis Homer. But when you're snapping it with 25 on the play clock, you are saving Syracuse time.
Yeah, you should take all of this. All of this.
Let's see how much time comes off the play clock before this snap. They snap it early again. Doesn't matter if you can't bring down Travis Homer, though. He's got a first down. And all this leads up to the whiteout tonight at Beaver Stadium. Saquon Barkley and Penn State against Michigan, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. .22 on the play clock when they snap it this time. Travis Homer, though, picks up 5 yards. Allison.
Bob, senior Braxton Berrios told me games like this feel different this year. He said when it's close and the game is on the line in the final minutes, there is a confidence that we will find a way to win. And Malik Rozier said the same thing. He said we went from hoping and praying we will win to believing we will win.
Karam's shot tied up on the play was Harris. Christopher Frederick got a hand in, and a flag comes out. Well, there's a reason for Miami to believe they have won miracle games the last 2 weeks.
Pass interference, defense number 3. The ball replaced at the spot of the foul. First down.
And you just got to let go here. And you can see the contact initially, and the big receiver starts it, but you've got to find a way there if you're Frederick. You just have to let go. Because if you're going to be holding on to those pads, and we see it every week, that is going to be the trigger for those officials to make that call.
See when Dino Babers decides to use his timeouts. Rozier back to throw. Under pressure. He looked like he wanted to go deep. And now he's going to throw a wobbly one to the sideline. That's almost intercepted by Rodney Williams.
Pressure is coming, and these guys on both sides are giving everything, and that's one you got to make. That if you're Syracuse, you are kicking yourself right there. Rodney Williams playing for the nicked up Jordan Martin today, who was playing for the injured Antoine Gordy. So you have worked down the list and you have played your gut, but finding ways to make plays here at the end. That's what separates the 8th team in America, who has made them in the final minutes. Syracuse, who has not.
Back to the ground. There goes Travis Homer. Touchdown. It's a 7-point lead. Even after the point after, it would only be a 1-possession game, and there's still a lot of time on the clock. Syracuse, but that touchdown run by Homer extends the lead.
And look at the job of your senior left tackle. He blocks 2 here. We call this first one an influence block. That's an influence block on the end, and then he's got to make the block, and that's exactly what Casey McDermott does to free up Homer for the big play. He influences, he's patient, he makes the game-winning block. It won't show up on any stat sheet, but trust me, McDermott was the difference for Homer to find the end zone.
Still only a 1-possession game. Syracuse will have a chance after we check in with Adnan.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Just updating you right now on Michigan State facing Indiana. Here's LJ Scott under 2 minutes ago. Now the offense stepping up for Sparty. 17-9 was the final as they survived the scare against the Hoosiers. Bob?
Well, Adnan, we do not have a final score yet here, obviously. A long way to go, and maybe a lot more time on the clock for Syracuse than Miami could have milked off, as the lead is now 8.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? When we look around, it's the NFL and college football. But in Indiana, they just can't find a way. Right? Their whole model, we were up there last week in Bloomington, is to break through. Break through. When are we going to break through? And they just can't find a way to do it. Now, Dino did a week ago. And that was an enormous win for the program and for him and for recruiting and to build the foundation. And Dungy, this is a 1-score game. And I know what he's thinking in his mind. I got a couple timeouts. I got an eternity with 2:48 on the clock. Score 2-point conversion. We take this thing to overtime. But those teams that start to build that belief. Allison's report from Berrios is right. When the moments get big, do I really believe or do I hope that we can get it done? Enormous difference.
Short kick. Badgley slipped on the kickoff. So returnable for Riley. Great coverage, though. Brought down at the 21-yard line. Boy, a bad field continues at times to get the kickers, and Badgley slipped on this kickoff.
Yeah, you can slow yourself down on a field goal, and we have seen that on the other side. Hard to do that on a kickoff and still generate the force you need.
The positives far outweigh the negatives for Miami. They just scored a touchdown. But very interesting now to see what Syracuse can do with the football, as there's a lot more time on the clock than there needed to be when Miami kept snapping the ball with 20+ on the play clock. Dungy tries to get it started and does in stride. It's Butler out across the 40-yard line.
Miami says we are who we are. Manny Diaz brings pressure. Not going to play soft. Not going to play prevent. That was man-to-man coverage. A nice pitch and catch from Dungy.
Dungy out of the pocket, has to throw it away. Zach McLeod brought him down again.
There's no foul for attention to ground. The pass went beyond the neutral zone, and the quarterback was outside of the tackle box. Second down.
Quarterback draw. Dungy breaks a tackle, reverses field, gets a block. Wow, that's a long run to pick up 4 yards, as finally he was brought down at the 47.
Remember Kellen Winslow in the Orange Bowl? When they carried him off the field, whatever it was, double, triple, quadruple overtime? I guarantee you he didn't play 92 plays. And you're going to see they're going to take another timeout. He's gassed.
So 3rd down and 6. Obviously it's 4-down territory now for Syracuse. $1:52 to go. Can Miami hold on and continue to walk this week after week dramatic tightrope? Now they've got a couple of games left this season against ranked teams. Virginia Tech and Notre Dame still on the schedule, both here at home. But they seem to play with fire every week, and they're in another war here with Syracuse.
We said this about Michigan last week, that just get ready to play 4-quarter games. You've got enough still deficiencies, and I love the way Mark Richt said it to us yesterday. We're not a dominant team because we're just not stacked. We've got a lot of sophomores, a lot of young kids. Now they believe, and you've seen that this season, and they believe they're going to finish this thing out. And yeah, you're right, the only teams that are ranked left on their schedule come here over the next few weeks after their trip to Chapel Hill. It's hard to quantify the power of belief. But the teams that are left standing in the position they want to be at the end of the year are typically those that exude it in these moments.
Dungy lost his footing, somehow maintains his balance. And it'll be 4th down. Shaq Quarterman brings him down for a sack. A loss of 1.5 yards.
You got to get the right call here. You do have 35 seconds to get to the right call, but this is pivotal. And if you feel like you can't, then you've got to use your final timeout.
With the game on the line, the last thing they wanted to do was use their final timeout. But this play determines the outcome of the game. So now they are out of timeouts with 1:38 to go.
I'll say this about Syracuse, though, Bob. I mean, we've seen them the last couple years, and they're not Michigan or Penn State defensively by any means, who we're going to get to watch tonight. But they are so much better than they've been, and it's why we're in the situation we are here in the final minutes.
We'll go from one great atmosphere to another. As Michigan and Penn State, a whiteout in Happy Valley at 7:30 Eastern on ABC, also on the ESPN app.
Going to be some hitting in that one tonight, much like there's been here today.
No timeouts left for Syracuse. Where are you looking on 4th and 7?
I've got to end. I've got to get to my best guys right there. Ishmael Phillips. I've got to go down swinging with my best pitch.
Dungy spins backwards, looking downfield to the sideline. Is it brought in by Phillips? Incomplete. Miami's going to win it.
And they do just that. They run the dash. That's what they call this protection to get outside the pocket. Great call. Everything is there, and that is a catch that Phillips is going to make.
He's short of the first down marker.
And they're going to take a look at that one. They do exactly what we talk about. You get it to your best playmakers here. Ishmael and Phillips is running the out route.
It was ruled incomplete.
Yep.
It looks as if he may have made the catch, but it's irrelevant because he's short of the first down line to gain. So either way, it was going to be Syracuse turning the ball over on downs, and a knee taken to start the clock for Miami towards their 11th consecutive win as we go back to Adnet.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Just a reminder, coming up next is Ed Orgeron, the resurgent Bayou Bengal. What a job their defense did a week ago. Now what we'll do against Shea Patterson, Ole Miss. Just about 5 minutes away from kickoff right here on ESPN. Bob?
All right, Adnan, thanks very much. Victory formation for the Canes as they will stay undefeated to start off the season.
They sure will, and part of the reason is look at the anticipation or the lack thereof. This is going to be an out route, and you're going to see Dungy come out. He has the opportunity to throw it, and if he throws it right now, throw it now, you've got a shot. You run out of real estate, and you run out of time.
Originally, that route obviously designed to get past the line to gain.
Yep. But
Phillips had to come back to help the quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Dungy's going to be fun to watch the rest of this year and into next year. He has got guts galore, and I'll tell you who matches it is Rozier on the other side. This Miami team that does not flinch, man. They have come so far with Mark Richt in 2 years, 15-4, 11 in a row. The power to believe, but even beyond that, talent in the right spots. They are going to be a tough out.
You can feel it, though, in South Florida. There is a pulse in this city when the Canes are relevant again, and Miami is very relevant again. And how about Manny Diaz? There's some class to head over there as the defensive coordinator and tell that quarterback, you were a tough out today.
You were a warrior. Lots of them on this field today.
Let's head down to Allison.
Well, Coach Richt, this one didn't require a comeback, but it did require your team to step up in the final moments of a game. What has this group shown you when the game is on the line?
Well, when the game's on the line, we do pretty good. When the game's not on the line, like sometime in the middle of the game, it'd be nice to execute a little bit better and not have so much drama at the end of the game. But you know what? Syracuse, as we know, is a very, very good football team. They played great here. Coach Babers is doing an awesome job.
What stood out to you defensively with the injuries you had, the type of system Syracuse likes to run offensively? Right. What was required of your defense today?
Well, a lot of man coverage. A lot of guys had to lock up man-to-man and force perfect throws, and that was a big part of the plan. Another part of the plan was just line up, and if you know who you got man-to-man, it's easy to line up. So we just played a lot of man coverage, and the guys lined up. The line pressured well. We got to him sometimes. Sometimes he made plays. A guy looks superhuman sometimes. He's one tough kid.
Mark, thank you for the time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Coach Richt and his team just keep on finding ways. Today, Eric Dungy couldn't get it done for Dino Babers. For Allison Williams and Brock Ewart.